Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Bless up, Cushion 9, Juras, StreamYard. How you guys doing? How you guys doing today? I'm supposed to do a show this evening, which I probably will stop, but I probably will be doing anyway. But since we just had a press conference, right, let me come on the phone. Somebody calling me. You're on live, on Cranky Live. Who is this? Hello? You're on live? Yes? I did go to the press conference. Give me 1 second. Let me try to. I think my thing is disconnected. Hold up. All right. Now I went to the press conference. It's not coming to my system though. Could you guys have heard him? It's not coming to my system. That's weird, actually. Did you guys hear him a while ago when he kept calling? Bless up, Melasonic. Bless up, anyone. It's the press conference, and I went to the press conference, and that's one of the reasons I'm on. I'm going to play it. I was trying to pull up the picture. They didn't send out the. I know some people have the actual live. I have the live, but I don't have the video. I have the verbiage, so I'm just going to play the verbiage. I don't know why he wasn't coming to my system. Give me 1 second, people. How you guys doing? I figured I'd do a quick show, go to the press conference, decipher it, even though there was much there, to be honest. Talk a little bit about the team, and then come back this evening and with a much more involved discussion about what to expect against Panama, which is going to be an extremely, extremely difficult game, given our history with Panama. Sylvester, Paul Watkins, Mello, One Love, everyone. Thanks for being here. Now, we just had the press conference for the Reggae Boyz. Michael Antonio was there along with the coach, and questions were provided to both those media personnel who were there live and those who were remote. I think there were two remote persons, myself and Jason Gunnar. Bless up Nitro. Jason's always there. And I think we sort of want to ask the questions that many people want to ask. So I will go ahead and play the press conference. We'll have some dialogue about it. I'll come back this evening and talk more. I'm not sure about the press conference because we'll go through it now, but more about the engagement or game tomorrow between Panama and Jamaica and expectation, potential lineups, things of that nature. Punra, yes, I was by Iron Shore, and I have pictures, people. Punra, I have pictures. I like Iron Shore, even though the place. Hey, people, Jamaica lock up too much, man. Like a prison, you know. Lock up. Everything lock up. And we got Iron Shore, beautiful neighborhood, gate fence higher than like prison fence. People star. Me have enough things to say about Jamaica. Some things me love, and some things me think need to change. And I did an interview with somebody. I've been having these problems nowadays. I interviewed someone at BYD. I was so happy about the interview. I started playing the video, and half of the video has zero sound to it. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I probably need a camera person and somebody to do this because this is not working for me. I love Iron Shore too. Totally agree. And actually, when I used to live in Jamaica, Iron Shore didn't have the Progressive supermarket or the little mall area that's down there. So to me, that's new. It's probably been there for a long time. But when I lived there, it wasn't there initially. When I lived down that area, so it should be interesting as to how that goes. I haven't looked that up yet. Lamar, I'll come back with that this evening. I know they were talking a lot yesterday about the Mexico-US. Those two zones play each other, and the fact that Mexico want to avoid the US, so all they had to do was draw with Guatemala, with Costa Rica, which they did. So they won't play the US. Saudi Arabia will play Mexico, and the US will. I'm sorry, Saudi Arabia will play Mexico, and the US will play Costa Rica. Actually, so I have to look at the other zone. The other zone have the interesting thing where we have the Canada, Honduras, Curacao, El Salvador. So if we come second, we probably end up playing Canada, as mentioned here. And then, well, it depends how it works out, because we beat Panama, then it all goes down to goal difference, right? If Guatemala beats Guadeloupe. So that's to be decided. right? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. It could be. I'm sorry, Curacao. Curacao is in Canada zone, and they've done well job with Canada. So it depends on how that works out. We'll come back this evening and talk more about that actually. But let me play the press conference because I think it's important to sort of go through it. Well, I'm not sure if it's that important. I shouldn't say it's important actually. I was informed before the press conference because I had my questions lined up, as you guys can imagine, that the individuals or the media personnel who are going to be at the location gets 2 questions. And if you are remote, you get 1 question. Now, Jason Guna sort of cheated. Jason Guna was smarter than me, but not always smarter than me. I didn't want to have the thing with Simon, right? Because we were back and forth before they had a conference, me pushing back on just getting 1 question. But Gunnar asked 1 question to Mikel and 1 to the coach in 1 sequence of questions. So it's hard not to answer it. I put my question to the coach because of that one. So, but let me go through this. I'm going to stop it as we go along and talk about some of the answers. I frankly believe only, this is going to sound really bad, only YouTubers should ask questions. I'm serious. I am getting to the point of being fed up. Only YouTubers should ask questions. The rest of the people, I'm going to play the press conference. You can see what I'm talking about. I was trying to get a picture up and it's not coming up since I didn't have the video. You know what? I think I can pull it up actually. I think I'll pull it up. Just a picture, and then what I will do is play the audio, so then you can see. You can see. Let me pull the present. I'll pull the picture up, and then what I will do is I will then play the audio, so you can hear the press conference. Not sure there was a ton to the conference, frankly, but let me just do that. And I'll just stop it as we go through and discuss a couple of things he said. Let me know if you can hear it.
Welcome to the Matchday -1 press conference for the match between Panama and Jamaica in the 2025 Concacaf Gold Cup. Allow me to introduce at the head table, head coach of Jamaica, Steve McLaren, and player Mikel Antonio. I remind you that for questions, you can raise your hand and introduce yourself with your name and media organization that you represent. The media that are present virtually can request their space by touching the raise your hand button. So we can open the floor for questions now.
Good afternoon, Pancho Villaverde, ESPN. One for the coach and 1 for Mikel. Coach, you came for this Gold Cup as your debut in this tournament with the Jamaican national team. What do you think about the level of Concacaf? Right now, you face Guatemala and you face Guadeloupe. Those teams, they weren't supposed
People,
to.
please hit the like button. Come on, hit the like button.
Show us, different kind of perspective that way. And Miguel, what it means to you being in this stage right now after all of that path?
Go on. Last question first.
For me, obviously, it's a bit of a surprise to be back so early, but something I worked hard for and the graft that I put in to be here. So I'm happy for the experience. I'm happy to be here again, and hopefully I can keep going out and show what I can do and show everybody that I'm not just back. I'm back and I'm playing well.
We're happy to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I said it after the game, the last press conference. We talked about the level, not just CONCACAF, but also Caribbean as well. There's no easy games now in football. The level, I think, of a player, technically, tactically, is a lot better. And I'm very, very surprised. Very surprised. So that obviously is the.
So that tells you, I've been saying from day one, he didn't do his homework. He didn't do any prep. He didn't do an assessment. He was part of the FIFA group who were doing the talent development. You didn't spend time learning CONCACAF before you came. Doesn't mean you're going to know everything about them. But if you're going to try to work someplace and you're going to go for an interview, wouldn't you have learned where you're going, what it looks like, the teams that you may compete against if you're going for a job? That should be part of the interview process. Seriously.
Is the level of coaching. And, I know Thomas also from Panama. I know the level that he coaches at. So he's worked Panama 5 years, and you can see why they've made progress. So I think, it's like everything. You improve the coaching, you get better coaches, you get better players. And I think that's what the region has done. In Europe, we did exactly the same. And no easy games in Europe now, because the level of player, the experience, the leagues that they can play in, the competition, but definitely the coaching has improved the player. And every team now around the world, I think I worked with FIFA 3-4 years ago on a analysis of every country in the world, how they develop their players. Fascinating project. And from that has come extra funding from FIFA, extra coaches going into countries. And what FIFA wanted to do was the level was there and the bottom was there. They want not to increase that, but to bring the bottom up, and especially the top 50 with top 100. And I think you're seeing that now. Everybody's very, very competitive in football around the world.
Mikhail, so tomorrow is essentially a must-win for the team to advance to the next round. What is the message you, as one of the senior guys, or the veterans, just pushing for the team tomorrow to achieve that goal?
The message is obviously work, the graft, the shape, because obviously in the last couple of games, we kind of lost our shape, lost our way during the game. Obviously, the quotes that we have and everything we've done over the past years in the Gold Cup, getting to the semi-finals, getting to the finals, it'd be disappointing for us to not get there and disappoint our fans and disappoint our country. So when we're going out tomorrow, it's not just for us, not just for ourselves, it's for our country, and to make sure things are done right and we work from our faith and do the right things. Because obviously Panama is a good team, but so are we.
So let me say something on that, actually. You know that what Mikhail said? Not to disappoint ourselves. And he said our country twice. So those of you who keep talking about diaspora players and diaspora bullshit, I'm going to say it out loud. He said our country. And our country means he's a Jamaican. He's a Jamaican citizen. And he's talking like a citizen. He's not saying, not to disappoint our fans, I don't mention. He said our country, which means he's brought into where he is now being naturalized. He considers himself a Jamaican and he talks accordingly and he should be treated accordingly. So hear me beat the drum about the whole concept of us versus them, diaspora versus local. We want to have balance. Your balance is your meritocracy in terms of your midfield, forward, and defense. Your balance is not goddamn local versus diaspora.
And coach, in a sense, as I mentioned, tomorrow is a must-win in this to advance. Is there anything you're doing with the lineup? Is this the lineup that you think that will be the A lineup going forward, or you still working on that? Is this something that you feel like you're just gonna go to your best tomorrow and go for the best?
No, I think we assessed after the Nations League. We assessed after St. Vincent, and we've been a month now in camp. A week in the UK with 2 games, another 8-10 days in Jamaica with 2 World Cup qualifiers, and already 2 games this. So we are searching for the right squad, the right set of players, the right processes to make sure that we win football matches. The ultimate goal is World Cup qualification. We've got 6 games of that coming up. This is a very important tournament in which we wanted to do well. We set that from the very beginning. And we come to a stage, been in tournaments before, it always comes to a stage where the 3rd game is always, you must draw to go through, or you must win to go through, or you have to score so many goals to go through, and you have to relax. So we will wait and see. The main thing we're focusing on is beating Panama tomorrow. That's it.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria Isabel. I'm part of the creators for Gold Cup. And my question is, what has been the best part of this tournament so far? I
think for me, actually taking part, I think the organisation has been very good, been well looked after, the travel, the training facilities, everybody in the hotel has been. So the organisation of the Gold Cup has been excellent for us. I've enjoyed the experience because I've not done a Gold Cup. I think Mikel may have done, so it's a great experience for me. But the biggest thing that I like is I like games. I like the squad together because we're building towards 6 massive games coming up. And so the more time that we've got spending with the players and working with the players, the better for me that I've got experience of them in this tournament, in good facilities.
I'm glad he's enjoying the Gold Cup because I'm not. I don't know about you, but I ain't enjoying it. I want to see my team win. I want to watch them football. I'm not enjoying it. Not the way we're playing.
Good pitches. And hopefully that experience and what we learned from this Gold Cup will take us forward in the World Cup qualifiers.
This is definitely the best organisation since I've been.
Yeah.
Since every time I've been in the Gold Cup, the facilities ain't been the best, hotels haven't been the best, but this year I feel like they really stepped it up with everything they've done. We've got proper pitches, we've got proper hotels. So this year I'm really impressed with how everything's been done.
We do have a couple of questions virtually. Let's start with Jason. Go ahead, Jason. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach and Mikel. Jason Hall, Jason Boona TV. Coach, I've made an observation of you coaching the team, and there have been times in the match when you decide to go and watch the game in the stands. My question to you about that is, how is your communication with the rest of your technical staff when you're up there, and just speak to some of the advantages that you see for going up there. And Mikel, for you, first and foremost, I just want to say congrats for making it back onto the pitch. I've been following your rehab and everything. It's amazing what you've been able to do. I just want to ask you mentally, how important was it for you to get out there in that first game and make a couple sprints, change direction, get challenged, and how has your body really responded to those?
Game, actually, just getting on the coach on the way to the game, I felt a bit lost. I felt a bit nervous. It was like the very first time playing football again. Obviously after the experience that I've been through. So even when I was in the changing rooms, I was kind of just walking around. A couple of boys said, "Mike, you're right." I was kind of zoned out. But obviously, when the opportunity came to me, I got to on the pitch. Yeah, the first sprint, the first touch. Obviously, the challenges I've been used to because I've been training for quite a bit. Kind of just got me back into it, and I was kind of like muscle memory. I got back to used to it. The body was ready for it, and I was excited. So the training's carried me through, and since then, obviously, after the games, you get a bit stiff, and you go warm up and make sure you look after the body right, and that's what I've been doing. So each game I'm there, ready, raring to go, and wait for an opportunity to come again.
The first question, Jason, obviously, it's a very good one. You always have to assess when playing an opponent. You do a lot of preparation, a lot of work. The first 20 minutes of any game are the most important in both halves. So it's important that we know what's going on with the opponent and if there's any problems or anything that we need to adjust. Generally, I'm used to having some analyst up in the stand, communication through headphones that you can communicate, and they generally tell you what's going on the first 20 minutes. We were very fortunate in the UK because we had tablets on the bench, and I see the USA with about 3 or 4 tablets on the bench, so I'm a little jealous. But I see tablets, and we used to use them on the bench, where you can actually see the game in real time, at an angle from above, and see what's happening tactically. So it's just gathering information. Information then is power in which you can change things, or things are going well, or certain things just need tweaking. So it's I found the best solution, and I used to do it a lot, was first 20 minutes to sitting in the stand, and then I could come down and communicate with the team or the coaches, and get 1 or 2 opinions. Unfortunately, that hasn't worked because that's cost me money. I learned this morning. So I'm not allowed to do that. So it's just getting a bird's eye view above what's happening on the field, from some kind of logic to it. Any changes needed. So I could do with communication, I could do with tablets, but we haven't got them at the present moment. Hopefully, these are things that we need to acquire for the up and coming World Cup games.
So that is shocking, actually. Here's why it's shocking. 2 years ago, and it's not to knock on Rudolph's speed, but he mentioned when he played Cincinnati how much technology they have, how many equipment they have. And he thought it was a differentiating factor in his team versus them. I think he was just playing on the field, but that's one of the things that he brought out. We're now in 2025. That's 2 years later from when Speed talked about that for his team, Cavalier. We hear that at JFF have analysts. We don't have those tools to help the coach make decisions. I thought he was going in the stands to view the game, but not because he lacked the necessary tools to give him real-time information about what's transpiring so he can then make adjustments on the field if he so see fit. And you hear Mikhail talk about them losing their shape and all that, which all intertwine and interlock and related. So it's very, very surprising that we don't have the basic fundamental tools into this environment to allow the coach and give him the benefit or the ability to do things during the game. JFF, that is poor.
Bertram Spence, go ahead.
This is Frankie from Frankie Life Coach. Several of your selections and tactical decisions have raised questions about the performance and the merit are truly driving your choices, or if there's more of an emphasis on maintaining a so-called balance in the squad. Can you explain the specific criteria you utilize to assess players for starting roles, particularly in the case of like a Tyrese Campbell, who's been consistently performing at club level, but has been overlooked in favor of players at the same club with limited club minutes or inconsistent national team performances? Is there a transparent merit basis in place? And how does that apply in cases like Tyrese non-selection?
I think you might be comparing Tyrese with Kaheem Dixon. Would that be correct? Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think, we've been with the team a month, with the squad. We've been watching a lot of players, getting recruitment in place. The likes of Mothersill we brought in, and Tyrese Campbell, who we brought in for experience. Kaheem Dixon, in that instance, is someone we've known from the very beginning. Got a great move to Charlton. We followed his progress there, speak to the manager regular about his progress. And he comes into the camps. He's a terrific trainer. And actually in the Unity Cup, Tyrese Campbell wasn't a part of that, Mothersill was, but we established Kaheem. We give him an opportunity. The same with Cephas, who's also not been a regular. And in the Unity Cup, they were absolutely excellent. The performances of Kaheem and Cephas were outstanding. And we want to do well in this competition. We have Damari Gray also, who can play on the left, plays on the left-hand side. And we've come to the Gold Cup wanting to win football matches, not to experiment and not to...
Back up. He said Dixon played well in Unity Cup, so did Cephas. We're not going to disagree about that. He said he came here to win matches, not to experiment. Please answer this question. If you're then saying Tyrese is new to the region, hasn't played ball in the region, even though we know Tyrese is a starter and Dixon isn't, we don't want to experiment with new players, then please, I don't want to use blaspheme, but please, explain how Busy Atkinson then starts a game, because isn't that experimentation? Please explain that. And I'm sorry I didn't get follow-up questions, because I was going to ask that question, which is, if you're saying you're experimenting, then how are you going to, isn't Busy asking to experiment? He hasn't played for Jamaica at this level before. He got a few minutes in the Unity Cup. Tyrese is playing at a higher level. Pure nonsense. Sorry.
Tyrese has come along as a newcomer. I think he got his citizenship a week before the World Cup qualifiers. And we've had an opportunity to see him in training. unfortunately, because of the first result, we haven't had an opportunity to put a bit of pressure on winning football matches to progress. But what we're seeing in training is really delighting us with all the young players. Mikael will testify to that, the young players that we brought in are really giving the senior players and the regular players real competition for places. And you're absolutely right, and it's a great question. And what we will do after this Gold Cup is we will really sit down and study and go, okay, what are the 15 or 16 players who are going to take us forward to the World Cup qualifiers? And what about the 6 or 7 who need to make up the squad? That will give that great balance to the squad that we haven't got too much. So players are really disappointed in not being on the bench. And with young players coming in, the enthusiasm, Kaheem Dixon, Tyrese Campbell, Warner Brown, Roman Burrell, they did really well in the Unity Cup. They're doing really well in training. And the 3 camps that we've had, Unity Cup, World Cup qualifiers and the Gold Cup, we've had players coming and going, and we've changed every time. This is an important tournament. We want to win tomorrow. So I must put the team out there that I think will win the game.
We'd like to thank Coach McLaren and player Mikael.
All right, people, that was the press conference. He said he wants to win the game, which then seemed to suggest Dixon give him a better chance than Tyrese Campbell, and Busy Atkins give him a better chance than Tyrese Campbell. There are so many illogical things, contradictory things that don't align, that this coach will go out and say. It does get frustrating. I'm not sure. I think Simon needs to sit him down and walk him through all these contradictions that he has provided since he started, and how it doesn't come across well for any audience. Frankly, it is very confusing. It's sometimes disconcerting. It sometimes just makes us think that we don't have the best person. You hear me yesterday when I did, was it yesterday? Get my days confused. No, Saturday when I was at the, by the way, I was at the AC Hotel in Jamaica. Love it. Love the AC Hotel in Jamaica. I'm telling you, love it. If I go back to Jamaica, I got AC in live too. Saturday night, Friday night, pure music. But anyway, I digress. Because that's where I was doing my show. And it's interesting to hear him speak about all these things. And I don't walk away getting convinced or get comfortable when he continues to contradict himself. He's basically saying that he can't take a risk on Tyrese. So how do you take a risk on Busy? You could have played Tyrese left, played Gray in the 10, and Busy on the bench. You've been playing Gray in the 10. Why wouldn't you do that instead of, if you want to bench Cephas, because Cephas has been a hit and miss, right? Cephas is one of the 4, I call him now. 1 of 4 games he plays well. And even this last game when he played, if you go on anybody's channel and read what they were saying, the theme was Cephas. By the way, people, we have 182 people here, 187 now, and 76 likes. I know I may not be the best host or the best analyst or say things, but I mean, 100 and something of you can't just dislike me. Come on, people. I know some of you won't hit the like button. You probably can't hit the like button. It goes against your very being. But some of you, come on, people. 76 likes out of 187. We can do better, man. We can do better. I came on immediately after to give you, what am I going to call it? Breaking news. Breaking news. I'm trying to do the breaking news thing, people. Trying to do the breaking news thing. As the news dropped, my show was supposed to be at 7 this evening. I said, you know what? Why wait until 7 o'clock? It just dropped. We can have immediate reaction to it. We can get your perspective. Hey, people, you can call in too, 347-728-8625. You can call in. My phone is linked up. I'm no longer on the road. I can take calls. You can hear it. So you can link up. I'm not going to stay overly long because I'm going to probably come back later on and have a more involved discussion, tactical discussion, analytical discussion about the game coming up tomorrow. What I think we need to do. Our record against Panama is not good, people. I was looking at it today. And by the way, let me just say something, people. Don't trust every website you go to. In fact, and don't trust every AI. You have to do a lot of comparison. AI, because they're giving you wrong information. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Vinsky, how are you doing? Boy, people might call right away. Hey, 433, you're late. You're late, 433. Go ahead, Vinsky. You're beat 4-3. Go ahead, Vinsky.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but not staying long, Frankie. Just, working from home today, so, checking in on your program and so let me just call in.
Okay.
But, Frankie, it seems to me the reason why, based on your question, the coach can't answer the questions because, to me, in my opinion, he's playing politics. You understand?
Yeah.
I don't know if certain players just have to get a look in because of some other situation where he's trying to help the players, which is commendable, but it's not helping the team. You understand? And he keeps on playing. Maron Garden, the assistant coach, supposed to know that Lottie Bodere and Damien Lou don't work in the center of the park.
So wait. I'm gonna back you up. I would say Lati sort of works. Damien doesn't work. Lati's a better option than Damien.
Both, it's cranky. We have seen enough. Both doesn't work.
No. What I mean is that if
both don't work,
at least this last go around, I would say Lati's not a CDM, right? We should agree with that. But Lati put in enough to not be bad at what he does as a CDM. I think Damien just follows the ball and is always out of position. At least Lati is in position.
I wasn't comparing the two. I don't want to pick it. I'm not picking one play against the other. I'm just saying, generally speaking, both of them don't work for the position. And I mean, we all can agree. So if you want to try in that game, why you don't try Russell in the 6 since we don't have any CDM now? He can progress the ball.
Right.
I'm sure he can do put in a better shift.
No, Vince, I'm gonna stop you. People, there's a catch-22 on this. So here's a catch-22. So Russell says he has played the 8, he has played the 6, he has played the 10. He said that more than once, right?
Yeah.
And when he first came to us,
he played a 6.
He played 6, but we had other options, right? Well, not the best option, but we had options. They weren't the great options either. Now, here's what you have to realize, people. Russell has become, to me, our best goal scorer.
Okay.
Right? He's played, 4 or 5 games, he scored 3 goals. And good goals, too, especially in the air. So the challenge you run into then is, I'm going to take away from my offense. We're not creating a lot of chances, people. We're not creating a ton of chances, especially through the middle of the park. Right? We have had headers. Russell scored 2 headers. We have had Unity Cup. It's crosses that come in. We're not going to the middle of the park and beating anyone and breaking down defense because our CDM and our 8 are not making those passes between the lines, or our forwards are not moving. We got to figure out exactly what it is. So if I take him out and put him in the 6, then I lose a goal scoring threat. And I lose a more box-to-box player.
Well, we have to get...
So do you have replacement? What's your replacement, Vinsky? That's the question. What's your replacement?
He's still going to be... The midfield for me is just too woeful, especially in the 6th position. That is where we're constantly getting breakdown. We can't possess the ball. That's why we're losing the fluidity there. I give you that point.
I don't disagree with you, but that says a catch-22. Yeah.
So with him, I don't know what's going on with Casey Palmer. Why Casey Palmer can't get a game?
No. Casey Palmer was suspended last game because he pushed the cameraman. Let me just be frank on that. I knew this a long time ago.
Oh, that wasn't transfer. Okay, I didn't get that part.
No, I knew this a while ago. I was told real early, push the camera person. Got suspended.
But he was only suspended for 1 game?
1 game, yes.
Okay.
And my understanding was he was going to start.
Okay.
So
now, all right, so Bobby Reid is back in. So I would say Bobby Reid, John Jose in the 6, and Casey Palmer.
Yeah, look, Vinsky, good call. Is Bobby Reid fit? He just came off a knee injury. Not as bad as Mikel, but he just came off an injury. Is he fit enough to start?
He's an intelligent player. You understand? I like his intelligence. He's professional. He has the know-it-all. I'm sure for what we have, it's not like we have a whole bunch of options when you look at the bench.
I know we don't. Vinsky, my other question to him was, if Simon would allow me to ask more than 1 question, I had a question lined up, Vinsky. I tell you,
you want to share with us?
So here's my question, people. Here's my question. May I write it down, too? It down? Coach McLaren, given the importance of midfield control in tournament football, can you please explain why he selected only 5 midfielders for this tournament, 2 of whom were unavailable, and one who is not a midfielder, and then opted to play Damian Lowe in midfield, a position where he struggled against BVI. What was the tactical thinking behind this? Especially considering the options available in the player pool of 60-man pool provided to Concacaf. That was my question.
That's a solid question, and can I attempt to answer it?
Yes, please do.
So
People, this is McLaren who's going to answer the question for us. Go ahead, Vinsky McLaren.
And I'm not going to be cranky. I don't know my team. I don't know the best 26 to put out there. I got bad information. I'm wrong. I'm the leader of this team.
Right.
But currently I don't know my team.
Okay.
I'm sure he wouldn't say that. He's gonna say you're right. And then he gives you an explanation about whatever.
Rasta, my question is too long. You know why? Because I do that because I want to preface my question so there's no ambiguity about what I'm asking.
Right.
I want to lock him in to say this is an important position and you went there short. That can be okay.
But that's not going to win us a game for tomorrow.
Well, no, that's why I didn't ask the question. That's why I asked the other question because it's a past situation. It can't be fixed. It's done. That's why I didn't ask that question.
Or can we squeeze up one past Panama and protect? Or what can we do?
You want to squeeze just one? We want to put 5 past Panama.
I mean, the way we're playing right now, that is even ambitious of me to think we can get one against them.
I'm encouraged by Bailey's last game. I must admit.
But it's not a one person don't play.
No. When you have a person who's
try to shut him down.
No, but Vinsky, but when you have a major person in your team and then unproductive, then it permeates through the entire team, right? So if Graves playing one on the left, I don't know if Graves recovered because he had a twin just where it came off. Bailey on the right, Antonio in the middle. Even though people last time I said whoever come to the press conference going to start, the first time I've ever seen do it. And he did it. So I don't know if Antonio is going to start, but he was in press conference. He may just go say, you know what? I'm going to go with all my best players and hope it works.
I don't have a problem with Antonio. He's a good all-up player.
Yeah.
The wingers can play off him. I don't have a problem with that. Warner, the man them bully. So far, they're bullying Warner Brown. You understand?
Yeah.
Only thing with that though, he's not getting. I don't know if Mikel can give us those press and that energy that Warner Brown is giving us up top. But I don't have a problem. If it's not working, then it can always bring in Warner Brown after the fact.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, come back. So circle back now. The midfield. What would you do in the midfield?
I would do exactly what you said.
Okay. All right. So why you're there questioning?
No. I'd probably play Bobby in the 6 versus the 8.
The 6.
Yeah. Bobby can play anyway except goalkeeper. Bobby can play anyway. No.
You say he's coming from injury. That is too much pressure on Bobby.
No, man. The less run. You have less run than 6 than 8. Less running than the 6. 6, if you're smart, you can't hide. Means to play 6. You can't hide at 6 more than any other place on the football field. You can't hide at 8. You cannot hide at 8. And if you come off an injury, you can't get the 8. I can't get a 10. The 6, you just don't clean up. You can't stay for the defense.
Up there with the height.
I want Russell with the height, and I also want to give Bobby less work. If you play 8, you're supposed to be box to box. You shouldn't be hiding. You can't hide in the 6.
I think one game before he got injured, he played the 6 and really settled the game. You know, so
man, he can play anywhere except from goalkeeper. No, seriously. Watch him play for full amount of team. He played right back. He played right wing. He played. You remember the last game he played for us when he played a double pivot?
Exactly.
Yeah. He can play.
So, we just need somebody who can hold on for the ball, second the game, advance the ball. Two things before cranky. I love Cephas. I love him speed, but he needs to include some variation to his game. Everyone is starting to figure him out. You understand?
Yeah.
Push him inside. Don't give him the wing.
Cephas need coaching. Cephas need coaching.
And decision making is just I know everybody talk about, but the last game he played. I don't know if there's a contract out there. Or even know of a scout in the stadium. It looked like he's out there playing for recognition, so he can get a big contract. In my opinion, I don't know this as a fact, but that's the way it looked.
Yeah.
His first touch of the ball, miscontrol. I don't know your miscontrol.
But no, here's the thing. He flatters the deceiver a lot of time. So he will be in a great position, like he got the one-on-one with the keeper, and he just make the wrong decision. He'll be in a position to cross, he'll shoot. He should shoot, he's cross. And he's just saying, when are you going to make the right decision? And if you look at other players, like Gray, for example, most time he makes the right decision, you know.
Exactly.
So it's the coaching at the youth level where it becomes almost muscle memory. Your decision becomes muscle memory, which is strange to say. For him, there's no muscle and there's no memory. There's muscle, there's no memory.
But you're a part of a team. Just share the ball.
It's too late. Too late for
that difficult.
Too late for Cephas. He may play him game and if it works, it works.
Him just need to curb this selfish. Him just need to curb it and try to make more educated, the higher percentage decision in the final third, and you're good.
So Bobby.
And also too.
Right. Go ahead.
Stop forcing the run. Take the run when it's there, but stop forcing it. That's why you look so predictable.
Yeah.
Make a 1-2 pass. Throw the defender off of your game. Every time you get the ball, you're looking to push and run. You see it in the last game. I'm seeing it like, look, okay, let's wait. Give him 3 seconds. Give him push, run. It is so predictable. So if him just, I love the baller, Mona knock him, but if him just put in some little variation in the mix, switch up his game a little, we'll look better. But the coach have to be brave and bold in his decision making tomorrow. No fronting, no favoritism. You don't understand. Just put the best team out there. And if we lose, we can say, all right, the team look good. We just get beaten by a better team on the day. You understand?
Well, I don't want to think. I don't even want to think that way. I don't want to think about losing. So I'm not going to say that. I don't want to think about
in the back of your mind, Cranky.
Yeah. It's everywhere. It's all on my head. It's in front of my face, but I don't want to see it.
Respect. What I'm saying respectfully, all I'm saying is, we're not literally speaking, we're not going to win every single game.
Right.
But it's just the way. Oh, look, we won the game and we felt like we lost.
Yeah.
We won the game and we felt like we lost. Everybody's because we just don't look good. We don't look convincing. So my thing is, I'm not advocating for us to lose the game now. All I'm saying is go out there and show us some X's and O's. Show us like the team, okay, things that you're practicing during training. We can see some of it on the pitch. And if it translates into a win, perfect. If it doesn't, at least we can say, okay, all right, we need to improve here, but the team is looking better.
Yeah, man. Totally. I agree with you. Totally.
Totally. But anyway, thank you. I'm not take a picture because I know somebody else will call in. So just big up yourself.
Yeah, man. That's Vinsky. Thanks.
You hear from me again tomorrow, but I go and watch your show.
All right. Thanks, Vinsky. Appreciate it. Hey, float. Hey, float. Me tell some float. No, I'm not going float. I'm not going because I just came home yesterday. So no, I'm not going. And before this person, who am I speaking to?
Cranky, I speak to Fresh,
Fresh, what you have to say, Fresh? Good evening, Fresh. Or good afternoon.
Good evening, sir. I want to tell us that I always watch your show and I laugh when you talk about the light and the thing there,
The what?
But today
the light. Yeah. But look, no, so 230 something people and 134 likes, may I tell you, Fresh. A joke thing, Fresh.
So, I first never call you that if you know, I know, so we still gonna watch this thing and run across the screen, and say, so I'm going to crank about this, cranky really make me have to laugh.
Hey, Fresh, I appreciate the call, Fresh. I appreciate the call. What have you say, Fresh? What have you say? Make it fresh it up. Say
the thing with the people them talk about all over Jamaica, all over media, about Coach McLaren at the stadium, the stand, instead of end up on the line.
Yeah.
When me hear it, sometimes I just kiss my teeth and just come off and just stop watch whosoever me I watch.
Right.
Because, you know why?
Uh-huh.
The question asked them now and you hear the man talk about the tablet thing, though.
Yeah.
And you watch Premier League, Champion League, all of them sitting there. You know, see all of them big team them with tablet on them bench.
The first thing though, when a player make is the coach run to the tablet to go see what
Thank
happened.
you, sir.
First thing him they run to the tablet.
Where am I going to do?
Yeah.
Mr. Canada coach. Which part him went there in I stadium?
I didn't see him. Where was he?
He was way up on the top and him have tablet up there too.
He probably get banned, man. He probably get banned, man. Probably get banned for something. They don't investigate him or something.
Okay.
He probably get banned for something. But most of them have tablet nowadays because technology is everything, right? Technology is everything.
Yeah. When I watch Real Madrid game, them I see the coach go to the bench when something go wrong and he go to the tablet and then either bring back the game and he watch him and watch. And he go back to the line and he call him a call. If the game not intact, he just call him a call and say him and say, I make the move. You understand me? I say?
Yeah, yes, definitely.
I technology, brother.
Yeah. I don't understand why we don't have those tablets and we don't have a setup with a video analyst. I thought they said we had video analysts. That's what I was told. We had 2 video analysts actually. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't afford them and they got rid of them. I don't know. But I know Haugemson had video analysts about the whole iPad. I didn't see about the iPad
even Simon could have do that. I don't know if him busy otherwise, but somebody need to sit down there with a tablet to monitor that and the coach if him have one, we have one too. You understand?
The coach wouldn't have it fresh. The coach wouldn't have it fresh. What would happen is his assistants, the video analyst would have it. His assistants will be around there assessing what they're seeing and feed information back to the coach. The coach would then run to them about something and said, okay, let's talk about this, right? That's what he's talking about, which is his assistant giving information. So now he has to be the tablet by going up in the stands.
I have to laugh, brother. Sometimes I listen, I have to laugh. Because I say the man can't watch that game. And now I see the man can't see everything from down there, so that's why I'm go up there.
Yeah. Somebody said there's a video analyst, but he's not in the Gold Cup, he's a World Cup qualifier. Okay.
But I just that my point still. I may watch your show and big up yourself, sir.
Yeah, man, Fresh. Thanks for calling, Fresh. Don't afraid to call back anyway. First time, but not last time.
All right. So let's see. All right.
Yeah, man. Bless up.
Bless up. Your number.
All right, cool. All right, bless.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Sean, bless up. How are you doing? Hello? Oh, hello. Oh, that was Sean. 433. You finally get you. I think yes.
I know you can't boycott a press conference.
No. You know, can't. What way is 433?
You lead the truth.
433. You can't. What way is? Wait. You can't tell me say me have to go, and then you say me go. You say me can't boycott. I boycott the first one. Do what?
Because if you go one press conference and then you boycott the press conference.
Yeah, but yesterday when me had them show, the people say you have to go. And you have to ask the Tyrese questions. So I went and asked Tyrese question. But people tell me what to do. I'm a follower, not a leader.
Yeah. Listen. Well, Eddie them did pressure if you ask a question back in Jamaica still. So maybe you are a follower. I'm not sure.
No, Eddie nice stand. Eddie there. Eddie and something pressure me. Eddie and CC pressure me if you ask question.
But I don't get the Tyrese Campbell point in the sense that I just can't fathom how a player in the under 21s is in any sense better than a guy who's in the first team performing and helping a team to gain promotion, It's like almost saying you get a player like a Mason Green, for example, right? And you're going to say, well, Mason is new to the team, so I'm just not going to experiment in any sense. It doesn't make sense.
You know what's funny? When Mason comes, we'll see what happens, don't we? So what he does, I keep saying it, he contradicts himself. Because not only Mason, may I tell you that right now, 433, and Mason alone come. When those players come, let's see how that works. He's gonna put them on the bench because people would lose their mind.
Yeah, because if he said that he talks to the coaches of Charlton, right? And I remember, I think it was last season at one point in time when the coach of Charlton said that Dixon still has a far way to go in terms of his development, right?
Yeah.
Now, if Kyle Dixon was anywhere close to the first team, he would have been in the first team more times than we would have seen, right? Especially maybe you can start in games. So that means he's not really ready for first team football in some sense, right? So I'm assuming that the coach of Charlton would have communicated that with Steve McLaren. Now I get that Dixon has been in the team for quite some time now, but let's be honest, Frankie, when Dixon has ever been in the team, it's more like appearances off the bench than him starting in some sense, right?
That's true.
It's more like cameos that we would have seen.
Right.
So that again speaks to me that the coach himself or coaches previously would have identified that he's not ready for first team football, right? Same at Charlton, same for the national team, right? You have a player like Tyrese Campbell that comes in, again, performing last season, and still can't get a look in. And it's not only over Kaim Dixon, but even a player like a Mikel Antonio. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, the coach said he doesn't want to experiment because he's trying to win games. But he experimented with Busy Atkins, right?
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you have better players, right, it's not really much of an experiment. You have a player who is of a different talent, a different class.
Yeah.
There's an expectation that, listen, I'm going to play over the left-hand side, right? I want it to be direct. I want it to attack the spaces, come inside. The quality that you have, display that quality against the opposition. Give them something to fret about or something like that, right? And you have a weapon on the bench in terms of like even like a Burrell and a Tyrese Campbell, and he's still not playing them. The experiment thing is utter nonsense in some sense.
No. It's very obvious
That's
that
like Pep having the best bench in world football, and it's going to be like, well, I'm not good. I'm in a Champions League semi-final, and you know, I just don't feel like bringing out my bench players like because I'm going to experiment. You need to win the game. You need some quality on the pitch to do something. You have Doku, you have the likes of Jack Grealish, etc. You know, play them. If it's a new player, play these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it bug the question actually is Busy because it's Busy versus Tyrese. You know, it's not even Busy because we started Busy, right? And Gray was starting the 10 in the previous 2 games. So all you had to do was if you're gonna bench Cephas, put Tyrese out wide. That's all you had to do. It's a stronger lineup.
Demarai Gray was on the left hand side. Could have.
Right, but Demarai Gray could have played the 10 because he played the 10 the last 2 games. Right? So he put him out wide and then put Busy in the 10. He could have put Tyrese out wide and put Busy and put Gray in the 10. Could have done that.
This reminds me of when I think it was either Unai Emery or Wenger was at Arsenal, right? I think you guys just got Lacazette or Aubameyang, and I think it was a Liverpool game, or I think it was a Rennes games to be exact, to be honest. And they had Lacazette on the bench, and I think the excuse, I don't remember the excuse that was provided as to why Lacazette didn't play, but you guys were losing games at that time, and I think it was something like, oh, you know, he's new to the team, but Lacazette was quality at Olympic Lyon, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it was Lacazette, to be fair. So you're like, he made this big money signing, but he's on the bench.
Yeah.
The player has quality, he's fit. You know, yes, he's new to the Premier League, but put on the player because he's of the quality to go up against these oppositions and score goals, especially when it's more like an attacking player as well. It better take a risk with an attacking player in some sense, throwing them on compared to like maybe like a defender, so where you kind of want like maybe give them a few minutes to kind of just gel them in the team.
But here's the contradiction. He said the kid playing well in training. He said it. I didn't. Go back and listen to the tape.
Maybe the other guys are playing better than him in training. I don't know.
No, he said he's been very good in training. No, I don't. To me, training doesn't really tell me. If training was the criteria, then Hazard would never play a football game for Chelsea ever.
Let me tell you,
ever.
Even though he's quality in training, right, from the coach's mouth, if he's that much quality in training and at his club, right, I still think that his minutes are a bit too limited for the national team.
Of course. You play
So
Cephas. Why you don't play Cephas and
him,
don't play him, for example?
Even if you don't start him, the minutes are still too limited because you only saw him against Guatemala in the game.
For a short time.
At Kingston.
Yeah.
He didn't come on against Guatemala in the first game, did he? No.
He not in the last game against, but he played. He played like. Did he play 10 minutes? The one time he came on.
Game against Guatemala.
No, he came on against. Was it Guatemala in Jamaica? He came on for one game.
In Jamaica, I don't remember seeing him in the.
No, he didn't come on. He didn't come on. Dixon came on.
Yeah.
Cephas came on. So Dixon probably got about 10 minutes. Cephas got a whole half. Yeah.
Even a game like that, God forbid Jamaica doesn't make it out the group, right? That is a game where we can look for cancer. You know what? That cost us the group. In the sense that if Jamaica did get a draw, then it would put us in a bit more of a favorable position to make it out the group, right? So in that game, you know, I was reading an article a couple of days ago in which it stated like Jamaica needed a goal in some sense, and we were bringing on defenders. You know, there was nothing in terms of attacking wise, in terms of, you know, switching the wingers or making an attacking substitute that would have changed the shape of a game in some sense. You know, so it's a bit baffling. Listen, it's one thing to not start the player, but when the minutes are so limited, then it raises a different question in terms of like, are you really assessing these respective players? And the last point, this thing about the tablet cranky, I think it's nonsense. I think football is going in this stupid direction of technology and whatever. Yeah, technology is good. But 15, 20 years ago, cranky, when the people them never have tablet, you still have to dip on the touchline and make your adjustments and figure out what is wrong. And okay, fair enough, he's going up in the stands and he still can't figure out what is wrong with the team. So it makes sense him to up in the stands then.
I think something is wrong with him, not the team. I think something's wrong with him. I think this is
I'm more
look.
than 3 times him up in a distance, and still can make adjustments on previous occasions,
Yeah, I think what we
But
need
you
to
played
have.
good the first half.
Uh,
But play worse the second half.
Yeah, we were a bad second half, 4-3-3. Jesus Lord. For the last 15 minutes, we were bad. It's almost like we're out on our feet. Seriously.
Frankie, it's good to win games, but it is not sustainable if we continue like this in terms of performances. It's not sustainable.
Yeah. No, I think we'd be better. Look, injuries are a big thing for me, right? Injuries can derail your season, can derail your qualification. I'm hoping everybody stays fit. And if we get everybody in with Hayden coming back, Bobby Reed coming back, I don't even expect Bobby Reed to start when we get our full team. I don't.
Well, listen,
if everybody comes who I expect to come, there's a bunch of people that he's not going to be in the squad, much less starting.
You said something recently in terms of when Boyle was in the press conference, he's going to start Boyle. So I'm assuming he's going to start Antonio.
No, because he didn't start Morales. I'm not making that statement anymore.
Okay.
I'm qualified all of that. I'm not saying that. I think he will get more game time because he sort of said that's been difficult when he first came back, right? He was afraid to run and all that. So now he's getting a little bit under his belt. He'd probably come in earlier, but he may not start. But I don't think Brown has been impressive the last 2 games, so
yeah,
it's a short lease for tournament football, right?
It's more like the service. He's not getting the service.
No, I don't disagree with you, but he still has been impressive when he gets any service at all.
Yeah, but that's very hard to say, man. Like,
no, I watch his touches. I mean, some of his hold-up play. He needs to do better when he gets any touches. You're right. The touches are limited because the midfield is not playing. The midfield is challenged.
But listen, I'm still, from a fan perspective, I'm still pretty confident that we can get the result against Panama.
Of course you do. Of course you are. You're a Jamaican. Yeah. That's all you think.
So I'm in good spirits for the game.
We're the most confident people in the world.
Listen, I'll take an ugly loss.
You mean you take an ugly win?
Sorry. That's what I'm do.
Hey, you're going to say, well, lose people. You hear that people?
I'll take an ugly win tomorrow rather than a pretty loss, right? So, better them should have saved the bad performance for the Panama game, but win in that game, if the performance comes down to being bad in some sense. So, I just think the boys have to go out there and hopefully they're motivated enough to get the important win, because it is good if we progress to the next round, which is what, the quarterfinal, I believe. So,
yeah, it is quarterfinal.
Yeah.
And we play someone from the Canada zone. Canada, there's a bunch of teams in there. El Salvador, Canada, Honduras. Curacao look good. I am a little bit concerned, but when I get my people in, I won't be concerned. So anyway.
All right. Well, different conversation. But
yeah, man. Bless up.
Yeah.
All right. So that was 433 people. I think Sean was calling in. Come, Sean, you can call back, Sean. We're not going to stay on long. We came on for a short while just to go to the press conference, get your perspective, get your views, and then we're going to jump back off. We're hoping to come back later if I have the stamina. I was saying that when I came from Jamaica, my flight was 1 a.m. in the morning. This is how much I hate to fly, people. Seriously. And that's why I struggle. I left Jamaica at 1:06 in the morning. I think it's a 4-hour flight. And I didn't sleep all day, right? Because I do a show. I didn't sleep 1 second on the plane. And there was little or no turbulence. Right? Little or no turbulence, which I normally hate. And I still couldn't sleep until I got to Kennedy. I was dozing off in the car going to the airport in Jamaica. I was dozing off in the car, leaving the airport to come here. And when I get on the plane, no sleep, 0. Which I don't understand how that works, but I got to get some pills to take when I fly because I got to go on. I got to move. Can't we just stay home? But anyway, please hit the like button, people, before you leave. I appreciate you being here. It's been an interesting journey, this Gold Cup. We have not performed based on expectation. You heard one of the reporters talk about when she asked him the question about, or was it he asked the question about, it was a gentleman about Concacaf and his perception of Concacaf. And him saying how difficult it is, which suggests to me, as I've been saying from day one, he didn't do his homework. So I would say this, though, that, by the way, Jason Gooner, good question, because I think you asked a question that everybody's been asking, Jason. that we wanted answers for, and we never really got it. I think he answered it well, to be honest, in terms of he needed to see the game a certain way, and he basically said we don't have the tools, which, you know, Algrim, somebody was here complain about tools, not necessarily the same tools, but he complained about tools. So we need to give the coach all they require at their disposal to be successful. It's very important. I see a UK call this. It's good time. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hello. Good evening. Is that Cranky?
This is Cranky, yes. You're on live. You're on YouTube live, so be careful. You're like, call me straight.
Yeah, I'm watching it, but I don't know where I am. It's all right. You know, of course, no bad word or anything like that. They're decent people.
So where in the UK? Yeah. Where in the UK are you? Where in the UK are you?
London.
Oh, you're in London. Okay. And who should I say speaking?
He's a cricket man. You like cricket?
I used to like cricket when West Indies were good. I no longer follow cricket as well because West Indies are awful.
All right. Say no more. I live just opposite the Oval Cricket Ground.
Okay. I think I know where you are.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So this football thing now. The other day I tried to call you, but you wasn't able to take the call. You said that that was before the last game, Guatemala. You said you still felt confident that we would get to the World Cup.
Yes.
But I'm going to be honest with you. I do not feel confident. One of the reasons is the same, because of the coach. The heart is in the right place, but it needs to go some proper steel balls in making certain commitments, right? Because at the end of the day, we have too many square peg in round holes and vice versa. And let me tell you now what I think. Now, I have a reasonable knowledge. I have a good knowledge of football. In fact, I a long time since retired from the coaching because I have all my coaching badge. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The thing is, I will tell you one or two things why we don't seem serious and competitive enough. The team I support in England is West Ham United, which is Mikel Antona.
So you like pain and you like pain. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
We understand what you're saying, but I mean, what the word of now look for now? Me like loyalty. You understand?
Yes, it's important. Yes.
I support them from way back when. So it's a bad time I have to stick with them, man. You know?
Yeah.
So me just stick with them. So I like Mikel Antonio, but I'm gonna be honest, they're not supposed to be in the squad. Full stop. Right? McLaren, I bring them on in the squad to help them fitness. You can't be doing that. You're in a tournament. You understand? You're playing a tournament. Everybody have to be strict. If them have a minor little niggle, right? If them have a minor niggle, then fair enough. You know, and them already in the squad. And you know, so well, boy, them can run that out.
Yeah.
But as much as me like it, and shouldn't be in the squad. Bobby DeCover Reed, no, you don't bring them in. You know, you make them know, so well, boy, you're loyal to Jamaica, but right now, we need everybody to be on a level peak. You understand?
Yeah.
And things like that. And, you know, like, how I'm going with the whole setup. The other day, we lose to Guatemala. And them have, tell you, them have one hell of a support. But when the man come at the press conference, the first thing he might talk about is, oh, it was a good atmosphere. Which part of the blouse and skirt is a good atmosphere to you?
Well, right? Maybe it's the camaraderie in the squad. Maybe the camaraderie in the squad he's talking about. Maybe it's the camaraderie in the squad he's talking about versus the performances.
Oh. Well, the meetings I'm supposed to deal with all the team play or did not play. Deal with that first. And things like that. Right now, there's too many square peg in round. Let me ask you something. Tell me what you think. Because First and foremost, when is the game against it's Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is the game, and both games are playing simultaneously. So the Guatemala game is the same time as the Jamaica game.
Yeah. Well, the team where we are playing is a dangerous team, you know.
Well, they have us number, and if we play the last 19 times we play, I think we win about 4, about 6 draw, then win about 10 or somewhere in the range. No, don't keep me to it.
You see, the thing is, right here, people say, even some of the ones Jamaican players, and here I say, we have you have some quality players. Listen, in theory, on a piece of paper, some of them is quality, right? No disrespect to the one that I don't know, because if I don't know, I can't really say anything negative about them.
Right.
Them, yeah. So them have quality in theory, but quality in the squad in theory is no good if you're a team. You have to put it together as a team, and they don't do that. Steve McLaren does not seem to demand that. You understand? But let me not want to pick up too much space right now, because the people make sure I call. Now, let me ask you one quick question. If you have to reshuffle the team, to play this game, would you consider putting Leon Bailey as the number 10?
No, because I don't think Leon's game. I think to me a 10 has to have a lot of attributes, and especially the ability to pass in close quarters between the line, create space, do work defensively, even though Gray doesn't do it. I think it's Gray's technical ability that allows him to play the 10 versus a Bailey. I think Bailey needs some room and some width to operate because he likes to hold on to the ball. So he needs spacing to play. And even if you put him in there, you're going to have the same team in a sense where you're going to put Gray wide and put Cephas wide. So conceptually, it's going to be the same setup. I don't think he's the most effective. He'd be closer to the goal. So, and he played it in a 2-forward setup on the Hargrimson, right? He's a play off Antonio on the Hargrimson. Sometimes he would play it, I wouldn't call it a 10, more like a second forward on the Hargrimson. So it's possible, but I like my 10 to have some creativity and some ability to split defense with passes and subtle.
That's just the point. Who is the nearest we have in creativity?
Well, Palmer plays the 10 for us now, and he probably will play tomorrow. But to me, the best 10 we would have, the best 10 we would have is Ravel, to be honest. But they don't rate Ravel, so
I totally agree, but I don't know if they have any intention of playing him. But with Palmer, I'm going to be honest with you. I have a feeling Palmer have the ability to do that, but the best game, in my opinion, that I've seen Palmer play is when he came on, not the last game, the game before, for half an hour. I thought he not did nothing for the ball. Nothing.
So my understanding is,
I've been watching him.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on, man, go on.
No, my understanding is that, how do I put this? There's a concern about Palmer's defense or lack thereof. And I've called him out in terms of he escorting people into his box versus putting a foot in. So there are concerns about Palmer's defense or lack thereof. And he needs to improve that if he wants to be in the team. I think he's had some hit and miss. His best game was probably against Cuba way back when, but they had 10 men. He looked like a world beater. He's had some subsequent games more recently, which have been okay. But I do think he needs to play based on his ability and be able to play better, because we need him to play better for us to be successful. We need to play better. When we have a Russell Hayden, I don't know, Russell Hayden and somebody else is the best midfielder. Is it Palmer? Is it Bobby Reed? Because Bobby Reed is a workhorse, right? We can't complain about Bobby Reed's defense. That may be the best. Maybe Russell, Bobby Reed, Hayden may be the best, because we haven't really seen that combination that well before, because Bobby was injured this last time around, and then before that, Russell wasn't in the team. But if we have all three, and they all three are working, even though I think Russell could be better defensively, then Russell can go forward more, because Bobby will cover defensively. Then you have a much more stronger midfield defensively, and then, you know what, you got to work on your offense.
I like that in theory. I don't know if, unfortunately, Bobby Reed is injured at the moment. Well, the other guy, he is not there. And Russell, I like Russell. Russell, to me, and come in like a kind of like Frank Lampard.
Well, that's how he's playing now, right? Yes, he's playing that way now. Yeah.
Yeah. When you forward and he will score a goal.
Yep.
But you have to have two other balance in midfield.
Yep.
Right? Don't just put two in midfield. We can't cope like that.
I think you make a great point. Yeah, I think you make a great point and a great analogy, because what you're saying is that when Russell goes forward, and he's in the box a lot nowadays, people, that means you only have two midfielders. If the 10 is also upfield, you only have one midfielder. So when you lose the ball, then you only have one midfield to protect the back four. That can't be right. Right? So they got to be a switch between, if you have Bobby Reed, who's not a true 10, who's going to run all day, then you're going to have the defensive balance you're looking for, and also some offensive capabilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, I like how you talk, and I could talk. Listen, man, when it comes to football, we can't talk all day and all night. You know?
Well, that's a good thing. I'm going to do the same. Thank you.
My name is Digo, by the way. We catch up.
Wait, no, say me again before we forget. What's the name?
Digo.
Digo? Or you spell Digo?
D-E-E-G-O.
Oh, that's a unique one. I've never heard that before. I've heard Dago.
No, that's not my official baptism.
Oh, but that's your football name.
Yeah.
All right, Digo.
All right, we catch up soon, man. I love your show, man.
All right, thanks, Digo. Appreciate it, sir. All right, bless up.
Yeah, bless.
Yeah, man. That was Digo, people, calling all the way from UK. Hey, people, may I reach UK people and I feel good. Me turn international. Well, me not call US international, because I live in US. So if me reach the UK, then that's a good thing. Thanks for calling, Digo. This is a Cranky Live show. Oh, Lord have mercy. This person needs no announcement. He's going to be here for a while, so I should get us some water and some coffee, some food. What else do I need before you start talking? What is?
Getting water and coffee from. I think it's a picnic thing. This.
I don't drink liquor. So it has to be, for me, that's what is good. I don't drink liquor.
Yeah, but you have guests. You have the rum.
No, I'm the one who need a drink. I'm the one. My guests don't need nothing. My guests don't need nothing to talk.
You're a bad host. You're a bad host. So listen. This is just a pre-call. But I haven't watched the press conference.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if there's anything that I'll have to call you back on. But Frankie, you can look in the dictionary for the word delusional, because I actually just watched the post-game press conference. It was the post-game press conference, because I saw press conference come up on the feed.
Yeah.
And I clicked it.
Okay.
And then I was like, this has to be the pre-game, because this could not be the coach talking about the game that you and I just saw.
No. Today was a pre-game for the Panama game. Today was pre-game.
No. I'm just saying to you.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I heard him talking about good performance and excellent. So that's the kind of.
One second. People, if you have just joined the stream, or if you haven't just joined the stream, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. If you have not subscribed, please do so. And if you haven't shared this content, please do so. Go ahead, Ketterak.
Yes, people. So I heard this is the kind of Andre Postecoglou kind of stuff, right? This is the kind of press conference that gets you fired. So I heard him say against Guadeloupe, we controlled the game.
It depends on how you define control. It depends how you define control.
You don't control it. You control a game and your opponents don't have shots on goal. Guadeloupe had the opening chance. As I said in a conversation, we did a smash and grab against Guadeloupe. We went there, rocked at them house, thief out the 3 points, and jump into a waiting vehicle and escape into nearby bushes.
Ketterak, you sound like a man of experience, you know. You sound like a man of experience, like Ketterak. You sound like a man of experience in the department, you know.
Yeah, but no, that's only with the ladies. I just jump in and jump out of nearby bushes.
Lord, I get myself in trouble.
Deal with the like button. People hit up the like button like if the like button was in your yard. And jump over the fence. Beat up the like button.
But seriously, we escaped into there by bushes.
Yeah.
Right? That's the definition. So
You know what's the Cataract? The last ball where the guy tried to backheel Cataract. You know, if he turned around, he has all day to score. There's no defense in sight. No defense in sight.
We would have just booked the ticket and go home.
Yep.
Right? So I am now querying, and like I said, I don't beat a man before I talk to a man, but when next time I see the coach, I have a few words for him.
Yeah.
And I know I'm stay ready to talk blatant when I see him, but this is the first time I'm going to come out and say, there's a rap song that these young people love, these young girls, them turn back. What the hell? What the hell?
What does that mean?
I didn't know, but I understood it. Yes, I understood it when I saw the postcard. The postcard was like, what the hell? Like, what are you on? What are you smoking? What are you drinking? What were you watching? Where in the stand were you? We stunk up the joint in San Jose.
Yeah.
And if you're telling me that that's the kind of performance that you as acceptable to you as the coach, and that we are going to be putting on in Texas, things wrong, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You have to see factually. So if you accepted, if that was acceptable to you, because that performance, if there's anybody in there, hold on, the first time I'm going to do this, it's going to be brand new, it's going to be viral. If you agree with the coach that Jamaica played well in the first half of the game and we controlled the game and all those wonderful things that we played a good game, buckle the coach. Just fling some buckle in the comment section. You're the first coach where I get just buckle the coach for that press conference. Out of your mind, bro. So I really wanted to join on the conversation we're having about the midfield and players who are coming.
Right.
Because I'm looking past this. Panama is Jamaica's bogey team. It's the one team I don't like to see.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to bet against my side, but
you know, so
hoping
confident
for the best, but expecting the worst.
Yeah, we've only beaten them 4 out of 19 times, right? I think they won about 10, 11. Yeah, something like that. Some ridiculous number. They've won twice, more than twice what we have beat. They are a bogey team. We beat them in 2019 and we beat them at the Nations League.
In the Nations League.
Yeah, but they have our number. They have our number. Remember they smashed us? I can't forget it now because somebody on the phone who is the ultra boss went to training and came back and told us this story. I can't forget it now.
Yes, we were already training. The training that we got. But you know that it has later been admitted by Tampa that was a sabotage.
Yes.
Right?
It was a sabotage. It was sabotage.
So
yes.
match fixing.
He should be ashamed of himself for coming out in public and saying that.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is taken off my record. I've gone for expungement. So that is expunged from my record. Right. But I'm going to say to you, my assessment of why Panama is our bogey team is because they are just really Jamaicans who work in the canal. So they're big.
Basically, yeah. So I think they're the same as us, yes.
And they're fast.
Yeah.
So they have the same DNA that we do.
Yep.
But better coach, better facilities, a much better domestic league from which you can legitimately get international players, and better tactics and a better footballing tradition. So I fear Panama is a team that I literally fear. I fear them. I fear Panama. They put the fear, they give me the heebie-jeebies. The white man would say they give me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, they're a difficult team to play, and they match us physically, and they're much more technical, especially in the midfield, than we are a lot of times, actually.
Yes.
But we hope the great right winger come through in this game. That's what we hope.
Cephas?
Cephas will be right winger. Well, he had a good game the last game.
Yeah, but you don't great and have one good game in 19
No, but I'm just saying we hope this is the start of a trend.
I don't think it's going to be against Panama. Sorry.
That's a tough team. Yeah, it's a tough team.
If you're falling down over Guatemalans, I don't know what you're going to do against Panamanians. So let's talk about that. The better, I do hope he has a good game. I hope all the team has a good game.
Yeah.
Right? But I wanted to get to the midfield that you were talking about and what I see.
Okay.
With the midfielders that are here coming in, I wanted to ask if you didn't think a diamond 4-4-2, which hard to prefer the diamond, with Isaac Hayden at the base of the diamond, Louis Baker on the left of the diamond, John Russell on the right, and Ravel or Bobby Reed or Casey Palmer at the apex of the diamond.
I don't
Would
see
that
Ravel
work
being
out?
in this team anytime soon. I don't think the coaches
No,
are Ravel
no,
lover.
I'm asking what we would like to see.
I
That's
think
why I
based
gave
on
you
who is
3
coming,
options.
I think people don't like this, but I think 3-4-3 may be your best formation. Here's why. Based on who is coming, if you want to get your best players on the field, if you want a balanced team with a 4-3-3, that's fine. Based on who is coming, if you want your best players on the field, a 3-4-3 may be your best formation. Huh? I'm telling you, based on who is coming, I don't think Louis Baker is going to be coming. I don't think Louis got his stuff. I know Louis was pretty close, and all of a sudden, it's been cold water thrown on a lot of stuff. So I don't know about Louis coming.
Oh, well, I heard he was very close. So
I heard he was close, and all of a sudden, you get silence, you get crickets. You got crickets.
But he was the one sprinting.
I know he was sprinting. He was where them runners in the 400 who run
like they hit the back straight
that reverse
in the stadium and the breeze.
Every 300 meters like a 400, and everybody start passing. So that's what I heard. Actually, that's my understanding. That's my understanding.
I'm hearing now that Max has reached the tape. So
no, he ain't reached the tape yet. He ain't reached the tape yet, but he might make progress.
Oh,
no. Only 1 minute I reached the tape already.
Well, so he's been passed in the back straight like a 400-meter runner. No, that's not funny, man. Because he was really out there sprinting to get his thing done.
I'm telling you, it was. You know what? Him run past everybody first. Run past everybody. I tell everybody. Him in the lead by a good distance, and then the field just start catch up on him. So we don't know.
That would be a big disappointment for me if he doesn't break it. Because I tell you why I'm looking for Louis Baker. If Damari Gray, I know you get some assists, but I am looking for that free kick specialist because we do get a lot of dead balls. And I think Louis Baker will get his name on the score sheet at least once every 2 games with the amount of direct free kicks that Jamaica gets.
Yeah, Louis Baker is a 1 in 3 player, meaning is a goal contribution in 1 in 3 for his entire career, which is very impressive, right. But he's not the best defensive in terms of defender in the midfield, but his goal contribution is significant and material in terms of what you think about goal contribution.
So that's why I would have put him on the left side of a diamond.
So you play Hayden, Russell, and Russell is not embedded in the team, people. Russell could even get a card in. Now Russell's name is on the team sheet regularly.
We're going to deal with that embarrassment at another occasion. Let's not mess it up because people really have to tell you. Like people dry eye. They just dry eye. They can't select. Okay, I F this up, right? People F this up.
I don't think that's it. I think the coach. I keep telling people this, and they're not listening sometimes, or some people not listening. The coach hasn't done his homework to know his team. That's his problem. So when local people are informing him and they don't have the insight either, like all of us do, seriously. I mean, I wasn't the biggest Russell fan based on the last Gold Cup. I'll be honest on that, right? I thought he was slow, ponderous. His game has changed materially since the last Gold Cup. Some people say his game hasn't changed. His game has changed. He's fitter. He's stronger. He runs harder. He's a bit more technical. He's a better player than 2 years ago.
But 2 years ago, he was a better player than Demario Phillips.
Yeah, well, that's yeah.
There's no excuse.
Oh no, there is. We have balance. You can't forget the balance. We have balance. We have balance.
One girl every day.
balance. No, balance in the team. No, I was told by someone senior JFF there is no quota system for the national team. For the national Reggae. I was told this, right? I was told this.
Lying.
I have said, wait, but let me say this. So if you don't want to call it quota, the way I would say it is this, is that you do have a situation where some people get to the national team and we scratch our head as to how they get there.
So I'm going to say this to you. I will be kind to Mr. Speedy Gonzalez, right? There is no written quota system policy, but there's an unwritten one. There's a wink, wink, nod, nod. Hi, coach, you've reached player number 20. Hi, wink, wink. Stop right there. Or when you pick in a 23-man squad, you've reached number 21. Please leave, and the coach goes, fill in the blanks.
Yeah, you know what I learned, Cataract? I do believe some people in Jamaica genuinely believe, forget about the quota, genuinely believe some of these players should be in the squad at the expense of some of the diaspora players. They genuinely believe that. You can't convince them otherwise. So it's a difference of opinion about what I see and know, and I believe some of these people haven't watched these players play. They haven't. They don't care. They don't want them. They haven't watched them play. So when they talk about some players to me, I laugh and says, you haven't watched a player play on a consistent basis. You haven't watched him play.
So I am going to say this to you. I think I said this in the debate. We had the great debate. Still to be no football discussion has matched the Cronky versus Cataract debate. None.
How come people remember things that they have lost so badly? How do you recall those things? I don't remember things I lose in them.
It was a draw. You're now forgetting the result. You're forgetting the result. You came there.
Wait. It's so like Tiga. You saw like Tiga. Wait, you saw like Tiga. Tiga has the audacity. Did you watch the Tiga debate?
This Tiga debate, Tiga can debate.
Well, we'll just say exactly.
You came there like Jamaica. Favorite on paper. You would walk over Cataract because I'm just a selector who makes noise.
We won't go back to revision history, but those of you who have watched it, wait, people, just to close this down, we have about 200 people on the line. Well, 2-something. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so. Please share and please subscribe. If you were previously watched the Cataract versus Cranky debate about 3 years ago, please indicate who was the winner. Just say K. Well, no, it's going to say KK. Just say Cranky Cataract. That's all. Keep going, Cataract. Keep going.
I have a more brilliant challenge. Can you get the content from coach's desk and permission to repost it?
Oh, Jesus Lord.
Because I'm telling you something.
You sound like McLaren. Clueless.
No, I'm telling you. Because there are things in there that we discussed that are still pertinent today.
That's true.
That is still pertinent today. That if they take up some of our ideas that we had 3 years ago, they make us look like Nostradamus
But Cataract, what was the most important thing about that debate? Most if you think about this, what was the most important thing about my and your debate? What was the most important thing?
I think that launched.
No. You know what? No. Go on. May I try to save you? Can you go to the wrong place?
No. Before that, a lot of what people spoke in the football sphere 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 2021, 2022, right? Because I remember the Gold Cup was 2021.
Right.
In the 2021 we got the goal, right? 2021 is 4 years.
Damn, it's 4 years ago? Damn.
Yeah, 4 years. We brought a lot of research and critical thinking into the football.
That was the most important thing. We did our homework, right? We did our homework. This coach don't do homework. That's the point I'm trying to make.
So before I talked about players, we went and looked at players and looked up stats, and it wasn't just one talk.
Yeah.
Right? So I come back to say this. Remember I said it that debate or subsequently that there are people in Jamaica who genuinely believe that you could take an all Manning's the Costa Cup team and qualify for the Under-20 World Cup. They genuinely believe that in their bone. And some of those people still are in the coaching staff today. Read between the lines. That's they genuinely believe. The man believe that, like how they believe Bob Marley is the greatest.
Right.
That, you don't need no English to thing in the car or only little opportunity them have. You them at Jamaica. They genuinely believe that. There are persons who to this day genuinely in their heart of heart believe the statement that was made in the meeting that Ivan Toney is a penalty merchant and whisper Ivan Toney no good like whisper. Genuine man believe that. Like how they believe that apple is a fruit. And it's healthier to eat vegetables more than to eat chocolate cake. They genuinely believe that when they wake up and go to bed.
Yeah.
And I challenge anybody to tell me that in a meeting Ivan Toney wasn't described as a penalty merchant, and that's why we never made any serious pursuit of him earlier. When we did make a pursuit, it was a bit too late because he was on England radar. Ivan Toney was not on England radar when he was at Peterborough. He wasn't on England's radar when he was at Brentford in the championship. I mean, early in the championship game. Because Brentford weren't promoted automatically. Right?
Yeah.
It genuinely wasn't. In that Gold Cup, remember he declined the Gold Cup, the deal with the Gold Cup because he said it was the end of a long season.
Nah, he was waiting for England. Come on, he was waiting for England.
No, man, he did not have, you no championship player, no League One player has England on their mind.
You'd be surprised.
In 2020, remember in 2020 he was in League 2019.
No, I know. He was at Brentford. He was at Brentford. Wait, it wasn't at Brentford. It was Peterborough, right? Without what's his name? Who's very good actually. What's his name? Mark something. The owner is very good actually.
I can't remember, but he followed Ollie Watkins. So Brentford sold Ollie Watkins.
Yes.
We missed Ollie Watkins when he was in the championship. We totally missed on him. What's on anybody's radar? So I say this to come back to say, look, there are decent players in Jamaica. No one can take away that. Decent. But I fully tell you, you do not have 11. Forget 23. You do not have 11 international class players in the JPL. You don't.
I think you're correct on that assessment. And it shows up when we play Trinidad in those friendlies, where all the best local players do get an opportunity. Well, most of the best ones get opportunity. And we don't see, here's what the thing, Cataract, which is very people don't seem to focus on. Even the people in the JFF who are watching this, you never see a player who dominates in those games where you can say, you know what? Maybe you can get to the next level. Because I've been saying this. Jamaica has to create a situation where those players get to play against better competition so we can see how good they are. You may look good at JPL, you know, but that's the same level of players around you. Playing against similar player of similar vein, of similar quality, and therefore there's no way I can assess how good you are. And when you play against Trinidad, which is basically similar quality, you don't stand out. So then how can I pick you for the national team?
I can't. I agree with every word that you just said, every syllable. I'm going to say this, like upset some people, right? Like I've been on the record at saying, Busy Atkinson is a JPL bully. Good in that JPL, you know. Got up the JPL. But take one step further than that. And the Peter principle arise. He's a JPL bully. Why
well, I was told he's the best player in the Caribbean. Why
couldn't he bully? Best player in the Caribbean, my ass? Why couldn't he bully Guadeloupe? Why couldn't he bully
because
Guadeloupe?
Well, to be fair to him, he's not a 10. He was put in a position where he shouldn't be put in. But he could have played better. But he's not a 10. It was a ridiculous decision by the coach. And my frustration is we only get to ask one question. We got to pick what we deem to be the most pertinent questions for those conversations.
So let me help you and I say this to Simon Tester. Stop being a jackass. I watched the White House press conference and people are allowed follow-up questions. I watched which press conference I watched recently? The Tottenham Hotspur press conference. It was a Tottenham Hotspur. No. Who brought in a player there? Is it Manchester City? Manchester City. When they were criticizing Pep Guardiola for going back over something. And persons were allowed follow-up. Well, no, you get two questions if you are on the ground at this press conference. You get supposedly one if you're remote. So Jason Gooden and I ask questions. I was told it's only one question. Jason did sneak in two. Very cute, Jason. At some point, somebody needs to write the Concacaf because that's not a rule. You don't make shit up as you go along.
I don't know who made the rule up. It's Concacaf or Simon, but you only get one if you're remote.
Look here. It's not Concacaf because there are people whose press conference man ask 2-3 questions. Suriname. And you go look at some of them if you wish. right? But I'm just saying, it doesn't allow for probity.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's frustrating, actually. If I ask you a question, you don't answer it, I can't follow up and say, you know what, you haven't answered my question. So my question today was more around, is it a meritocracy-based system? I was using Tyrese as the example. My mic wasn't working great because the question wasn't as clear as it probably should be. I thought I was talking clear, but anyway. The question was more around, are you doing the balance thing? Because I see 6 and 5 on the field all the time, it seems like. Or are you doing it based on meritocracy? And Tyrese Campbell was a perfect example in a comparison to Dixon, or even a comparison to K-Roy, even though K-Roy played a different position from him, right? Which is, how can somebody be a starter for 40-something games and somebody can't even get in the squad? And he basically said, well, we know Dixon, we don't know him, and I can't take a risk because this player is new when he took a risk on Busy Atkinson. I don't understand the logic.
No, but you took a risk on Burrell.
Well, Beryl played both Beryl and Busy played in the Unity Cup, but Beryl also scored, right? He doesn't get much time in this Gold Cup because Brown has played both games. The point I'm trying to make is that we know Tyrese's quality. We have seen it. Yes, he hasn't played in this region, but you're bringing on Dixon twice. You give Cephas another half when Cephas keep on messing up, and you're not giving Tyrese any meaningful time when you could have played Gray in the 10 and played Tyrese out wide. Then you say you can't take a chance, and then you say Tyrese playing well in training, which is, but he does. He contradicts himself all the time. So
no, but playing well in training doesn't matter because you and I know, and I have now confirmed that during the Unity Cup, the star player in training during the Unity Cup was Brandon Cover.
I heard Brandon Cover played really. I heard from excellent sources, even some people who are certain way, that Brandon Cover looked good in training. And they were the person told me, Cataract, the person I spoke to, who I won't say who, they were surprised Brandon got no time on the field.
The person said jaw dropping.
I don't know about jaw dropping, but the person said to me,
and I'm giving you my source.
Okay.
Jaw dropping that, and I have to be careful because my source was a player.
Your source is a player. Okay.
Right. Jaw dropping because they was like, who this youth? Energy. He was all over the field. He was giving 100%, not pulling out the tackles. They were surprised that he didn't start, was what the man them said, much less not get any minutes. They understood that in the first game, basically we should have been leading Trinidad and been able to bring on players, but it was a head scratcher, is my word. But
No, I was told by a critic. I'm gonna say this person is a critic who said he liked Cover and he was surprised Cover got no game time in the Unity Cup. That person saying so tells me a lot. That the kid must have impressed. Seriously. The kid must have impressed. And so it's shocking that wait, Simon. No, Simon. Wait, Cataract. Let me say this, Cataract. To me, it's shocking, and I want to ask this question, but a little bit late in the tournament now, that the coach went to I've been saying this ad nauseum, with only 5 midfielders supposedly, and 2 of them were injured, 1 injured, well, 2 of them injured, because they're injured, and he knew this before, and he brought no Brandon Cover came in, none of these people came in to cover. And he went back from McCullough and K-Roy Anderson. So wait, hold up, Cataract. Why wouldn't you have gone back for Brandon Cover then and K-Roy then? Versus McCullough.
No, Brandon was not in the 60-man squad.
I thought Brandon was in the 60-man. No, he wasn't. I thought it was a 60-man squad. No. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
No. Brandon and Ravel were not in the 60-man
Ravel was not in the 60. I didn't know Brandon wasn't.
No, he wasn't. Which is what I'm saying. You can show me 59 better players than Brandon. But this is not the second time that this is going to be the third time that Brandon has been wrong. My sources, let's call them that. I
thought you said source. How you get the sources? No,
I'm going to give sources because I'm going to give you 3 different scenarios. When Brandon Cover first became a Jamaican, right? He paid his ticket and flew from Thailand, a Leicester senior preseason, whatever it was, and flew to Austria, only to impress in training off the plane on it's not a transatlantic, but transcontinental flight, right? Only to be given 2 minutes at right back.
Yeah.
I am told that in the 2 minutes at right back, whatever is there, whatever was seen, convinced Leicester City's under 20 to convert him from a CDM to a right back. Because the first time he ever played right back was in Austria. He was then obliterated. No, he wasn't. He didn't get the call up to the Gold Cup. He was sent to the CAC games, right? CAC games, he was the star of a failed under-23 campaign. The best player, hands down. He stood above his central midfield partner, who was my boy from Harborview Youth.
Oh.
Bleacher.
Who?
In Bleach out now, man. He played for Miami. Got into trouble, came home.
Okay, no,
Yeah. That's not Angley.
Yeah.
He was head and shoulders in performance. We saw it on the television. So
Cataract, 1 second. This is advertising time. If you just joined us, if you've been here for a while, if you have not subscribed, please do so. If you have not hit the like button, please do so. And if you have not shared this content and this channel, please do so. Go ahead, Cataract.
Okay. And just, I don't think we're getting much purchase because this is a largely Jamaican channel. So that was the advert for the international audience.
I heard that cover. Got assist.
All the little Batman people, them. When they lick the like, or they hit up the like button and tap one.
No, people, we do with the bottom thing. Bottom thing now works. So we stop bottom people.
On a send out the link to the family and the friend them and the people they want to know like football and tap hide up the good news. Yeah, man. And if you join up the man thing and support the man channel, yeah, that's it. That's called hit the subscribe button. And when he says share, he means just run the thing out and Lego the thing. All right, good. So we all saw that Brandon Cover in those three games, the group games, was head and shoulders above Angley. Yet in the year after, including under McLaren, Josh and Anglin was given opportunities and was brought into the squad.
Right. He was right on point.
My question is, I would ask, McLaren, one question I would ask, did you take time, because you're part-time, right? So did you take 180 minutes or 270 minutes, whatever it is, 270 minutes out of your time, 270 minutes out of your time to watch the 3 CAC games to see which young Jamaican is a prospect?
Cataract, what question you asking, Cataract? The man just go, wait, Cataract. You haven't been watching my channel, have you? So you're new to we have talked about this ad nauseum. The man doesn't do his homework. I don't care what anybody says. He doesn't do his homework.
But you asked about the debate. We did homework.
Oh. You're talking about the debate. Okay.
Yes, I'm going back to that.
Okay.
Because when you know it's all in on Grant, and Grant does have some reason.
You have this Grant fixation. I
tell you some damn thing else.
Hey, people, you see nepotism? It's you know what, it's a Cataract, a man Grant, a cousin. And we talk about him beat people with nepotism, and him nepotism is every and anywhere. It's nepotism.
I have told you, and I have been straight and I've been honest in my pronouncement. The day that Isaac Hayden comes back in the squad, or is recruited in the Jamaican squad, and you know that I was part of that recruitment, hardcore. Right? 2-3 years. Nobody give me back my bill. And the money towards the bill, because you can't call man for WhatsApp. Right? When man they on phone with man after treatment, if you have our bill, whatever, I just when I come to Jamaica, we just being human. Right? But let me get back to it. I said I would not mention Anthony Grant once Isaac Hayden became a Jamaican international, because I believe
wait. So I want to hear this. Who is better, Grant or Hayden?
Hayden.
You hesitated.
Why did I hesitate? Because I I swear to you, this man run past me. Yeah. I swear to you. I didn't hesitate.
Okay, because you know what?
Isaac Hayden is a better CDM.
When Hayden first came, he got a lot of beating, didn't he? When we come on here, come for the money can't play sideways. And you see, they're thinking, people, you watch a man play Premier League football for years, not one or two. He had a bad injury, takes a while to recover from ACL. Some people don't even recover ever. Go look at Falcao, never recovers.
And then his knees, and then the knees.
And then he has knee problem too. Yes.
The knee problem came on. Right as he came on and came back from the ACL and was training, he broke down in the training at Newcastle with the knees. The same thing like those who watch basketball. I understand the youth named Halliburton.
He tore his ACL. Wait. People, not ACL. If you think about it, he tore his Achilles heel. The kid from Milwaukee tore his Achilles heel. That's becoming a problem, people. I don't know what's happening.
I think it's too much. It's too many games. Too many games.
Possibly. He tore his Achilles. It's very strange. And what's his name from Boston also tore his Achilles heel? Jason Tatum. So that's three major stars. We're not talking about fringe players, you know. Three major stars who have tore their Achilles heel this year alone.
So Frankie, when I first started watching football, and we do have to wonder about the saturation. It was one game per week. It was Saturday.
Yeah.
And one game on Sunday. Right? That was what it was. And then you had an FA Cup was a midweek game until the knockout phase. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's always knockout, sorry. Until they came out of the preliminary rounds when they
the top teams get by to a certain point, right? Top teams get by to a certain point.
But now you're doubling the number of games being played because you have the Carabao Cup.
Right.
So those understand that those put pressure on a player. Isaac Hayden was not in this Newcastle team that have Isak and flying high and going to Europe. They were battling relegation every striking year. Right?
That's true.
What do you name? Carlton Cole, I think his name is Nigerian International, the one with the fake name.
Carlton Cole is not Nigerian.
Yeah, man.
Carlton Cole, who play for West Ham, you talking about?
Who used to play for West Ham and then went up to used to play for West Ham, yeah.
Okay.
He's African descent. And another youth, what's the youth name? Amici. He had an African striker, Lord have mercy.
Amici, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Those were the players who were in.
I don't think Carlton is Nigerian though. Carlton Cole is English. I don't think he's Nigerian descent. I don't know what he is, but I don't think he's Nigerian. And I'm getting a confirmation here that he's not Nigerian.
You check that confirmation for me, right? Because that's the word on the street.
But by the way, I was just told that after the Gold Cup is done, players get 10 days off, people, and go back to training. That is ridiculous. That's why that's why they are blowing up nowadays. We're blowing them up because we want to make money. Go ahead, Cataract. Blowing them up.
No, maybe it's a good thing we might get knocked out of the first round. An extra 2 weeks.
I hope Curacao play to the finals.
An extra 2 weeks. So I want to. So we come back to what we're saying, right? The midfield, and you're asking Isaac Hayden. People, we don't assess the players. No, I genuinely want. I watch football and I watch lower league football. I don't watch League One now, because granted I'm in League One anymore. I used to watch League One and League Two when it was there.
Right.
But I'm saying I do watch the Championship because Leeds was in the Championship. I have never one God Almighty time heard them say the Jamaican international coach is in the stands, and I've heard them mention other coaches in the stands.
Great, but Cataract. I've been saying this from day one, which is we see Tuchel in the stands. We see Pochettino in the stands. We see Pochettino's assistant in the stands watching US players.
So and they it's a big thing to them. So if you're in the stand, believe you me, the camera pans in and then they talk about you because that's part of the marketability of the league.
Yep.
Here are all these international managers. What's his name? Oh Lord.
From where?
God. No man. The African country, they had a new coach, and I think it's either Nigeria or Ghana. Coach was in the stand, and watching the no, that was a Premier League game. They were watching my boy there. Iwobi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's Nigeria then. That's Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
Right? When they were tracking down this youth from Brighton, Lamptey. But
Lamptey's Ghana though.
Ghana,
So
Ghana.
Iwobi is Nigeria and Lamptey's Ghana. Yeah.
No, the Ghanaian coach was in the stands. You would see them panning and say, who is he here watching? You know, it's an international coach goes to a football match, you're afforded VIP treatment.
Yeah.
And the media as well, because all of that is part of the club's own branding.
Right.
So just leave it as coach, the season start, as long as you're not in Jamaica, if you see you at the game them. You to come back and talk to the Jamaican audience and say, okay, this weekend I was at the games. I saw the following players. Yes, I'm assessing. That's the rapport we want. We don't want to tell us how the mood in the damn camp is. That there. So I've told you about the 4-4-2, full of that. And the last thing I want to say to you, the game coming up now. How do you see that going, my friend?
I'm concerned.
Panama.
I'm concerned because of this. I think, look, we have good players in our team, right? We have good players in our team, but then the coach is not helping us. The team is unbalanced. You got to put midfield. Look, I don't disagree that sometimes coaches overlook players with certain skill set and versatility that they don't employ or deploy when you play certain teams. I'm going to give you an example. Iwobi is a perfect example. Or Joey Linton. I talk about this all the time, right? They play different positions. They were both forwards. One was a winger, one was a forward. They go put in midfield by chance, not by design, and it worked out really well. When I look at the Jamaica team, Russell could probably play the 6, and you may have a more balanced midfield because Russell right now is not playing well defensively. People don't seem to realize he's scoring goals. He's good on the ball. He's not. I watch him really closely. Sometimes out of position defensively, and I see what's his name? Edwards mentioned it. He's not playing well defensively, right? And he's also not playing like a senior person in midfield. When Lower's running around, Russell should have been telling him, go help him, Russell, or bring him back. Because you're a midfielder. He's not a midfielder. Huh? No, what I mean is this. If you're playing midfielder and you're a midfielder, and I'm not a midfielder, and you see me, you're out of position, I'm going to tell you, look, you need to go X, Y, Z. I'm here. I'm covering here. You cover someplace else. But Russell, offensively, has been very, very good. So you don't want to take that out of his game, but you also want to understand that there's two sides to his game, and he has to be better defensively, and that needs to improve. The 10 is a problem. The 6 is a problem because without Hayden, we look lost when it comes to the 6. Now, Lati has done a better job than what Lowe did, right? Lati has been steady, but he doesn't have the progressive passing that Hayden does and the know-how, the spatial awareness that Hayden does. Hayden anticipates the pass and is there when the pass is received by the opponent. Sometimes we don't get there quick enough to put pressure, so then the person is ruffled in terms of when they're going to make a decision. Hayden reads the game really, really well, right? His passes may not be as progressive as you'd like for some CDMs, but he has the total package in terms of, doesn't have the legs anymore, but the holistic CDM you're looking for, he has a lot of those qualities. No other player in the team have those qualities. Russell got to be better defensively. The 10 is a mess. You know, Palmer came on last time he came on, is running around like a madman, like because he's probably upset he didn't start. Play your game. Play within yourself. Do what you should be doing as a cam.
I think what might have happened to Palmer is the same thing that they're saying happened to Nicholas Jackson. Because you're trying to overcompensate, you end up screwing up. Because you're trying to prove yourself.
Yeah, but we know what you can do, right? So when you come on the field, play within yourself, settle down. You don't have a lot of time, right? You get 20 minutes. You want to do everything in 20 minutes. It doesn't really work really well. You can hurt the team being too overly aggressive or being too passive. Play within yourself and do what's best for the team, not what you think is best for you so you can impress the coach. You don't have to impress the coach anymore. We don't have any midfielders. You're going to play. Next game, if it's not Palmer, Russell, Lati, I'll be shocked. Seriously, I'll be shocked.
Well, prepare to be shocked. So let me say to you the evidence, the clear evidence of the quota system. Everyone, their mother, their dog, the side chick knows that Busy Atkinson is a winger.
Yes, except the coach.
No.
Except the coach.
No. I believe the coach had him there as a winger. But somebody said, oh, you realize that will be 10 attackers. Or
Hey, Cataract. I was dying. Hey, Cataract.
Somebody, let me tell you, somebody just put the cursor in front of Busy Atkins. He was probably the last attacking name and pressed enter to put him into the next
Cataract. I was dying to ask the question about the midfielders. Like, coach, you have 9 defenders, 9 attackers. The place on the field where you do the most running, you only have 5. 1 was injured in Bobby Reed. Hayden, was going back. Don't tell me no nonsense about Hayden. You know he was going back. And Busy's not a midfielder. So you only have 2 midfielders, basically, right? Which is Russell and Palmer. And 1 you don't start. Like, this is madness. Total madness. It makes no sense to nobody. I want to ask that question, but the question didn't apply now because we're in the late stage of the tournament. The question should be an earlier question. If I had gone to a previous press conference to say,
probably if we get knocked out, you can ask that question. One about the non-use of Tyrese Campbell. Well, you did. You said you asked that.
I asked the question today.
All right. So the whole team selection, the non-inclusion of Brandon Cobb in the 60-man squad to explain that, so that we could have had a.
My understanding, the coach thought Brandon was okay. He didn't think he was exceptional. It's my understanding.
Even if he was okay. Jesus Christ, even if it was okay, man, we have players who what is
or not okay? Or not okay? Not okay.
No, man, who was on the Jesus Christ, who was on the surgery table.
Oh, you're talking about
Sterling.
What do you mean surgery table?
No, Jesus Christ, man. The other youth from England in the mid leagues. I think in League One, a midfielder or
on the we don't know midfielder on the surgery table.
Yes, when he was named in the 60-man squad, he's recovering from surgery.
No, we had
in England. Hold on, not in the Gold Cup squad, in the 60.
You're not talking about Madison, right? Madison is not in this.
No, man, Madison is a forward.
Madison is a 10. Forward on a 10.
I soon give it. But I wanted to say the thing. You can't have
Mitchell.
Dimitri Mitchell.
Yeah, I people. I can't wait for September.
The Waterhouse left back or right back, whatever the hell he is, who flopped in Africa. When we went there.
Cataract, I'm gonna correct you. We're not gonna say, we're very careful on this program about how we describe players. We're gonna say flop. We will say the player may not have achieved his objective. We're gonna use euphemism here. We're not beat a player, but not flop. We not call a player flop. And better than me. So can't flop.
Skinny, right back, left back, whatever his position is. He's from Waterhouse, and we went. When Hallgrimson had his second game, he played Argentina, and then the second game, and Hallgrimson didn't go. He sent Marion Gordon.
Oh, okay. We went play, and we did well. We did well in that tournament, didn't we? That game.
Yes, but that team flop. That's why I said him flop.
Okay.
I think it's Thomas. Name. I am really, really, really concerned about my team.
I think no. Yeah, I think
that.
Go ahead.
Anyhow, they get out of this group stage. Anyhow, they sneak out of this group stage. I don't know if they can, but anyhow they do. And Advocat has a little bit more cachet in order to recruit more players from the Dutch League. I worry.
Yeah, I think the short side of a JFF is this. If I was a JFF, I am spending all my time trying to recruit Premier League and Championship player for this national team for the one goal of making the World Cup. After that, I can figure out strategy and what I want to do, whatever. I am trying to make the World Cup. If you're Premier League, you're proven. Even if you play the last man on the worst team, you're proven, right? Even one can say, well, Amari Bell played Premier League for Luton, but they got relegated twice. But anyway, you're proven quality. I'm going to try to bring you in. Whether you're McNeil, whether you're Ramsey, whether you're Cameron Archer, whether you're Mitchell, whether you're Aarons, who's now in Spain, whether you are the kid Henry, what other players are, I'm trying to bring you all in, and then I figure it out from there, right? Especially in the midfield. That's what we should be doing. The JFF is not doing that. I'm telling you right now, they're not doing that. Yes, some people are doing things and the coach is working here and there. A comprehensive recruiting strategy, which is well thought out, is not being applied, is not being executed. And it's beyond, we're so focused on the balance in the damn team. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Mans are still flying down unofficially and rolling up to Pika and say, "Oi, you know me? Show me on your telly. You know what I mean? Playing in the Prem, you might have seen me on the side, eh?
Yes. Hey, mate. I'm here.
Hey, mate. Be able to check about me. Anyone for the JFW? No, Devon Porter.
It's not Devon Potter. It's not Potter. It's Potter. Devon Potter. Devon Potter.
I should tell up here. Right, it's the Devon House because I went to the ice cream place because they told me it's Devon House, you know. And
by the way, people, we love Devon. Every time I meet Devon, we love Devon because Devon does human work.
Because look here, they probably turned into Devon House thinking, yeah, Devon Porter, man, the man with the big house that's on the corner, the Devon House. And he sent me here, said, come link, man. We had to think of that. I cataract thought of that strategy to say, get everybody to come to Jamaica and bypass the High Commission in London and just come do
No, here's what I heard, Catherine. I hear this. The peak has changed the requirement from 15 to 45 days. I've heard this from good source. If the JFF get involved, they can do it in 15 days. I'm sorry, that's what I've heard. I agree about the concept of moving from 15 to 45 days now, and it's a longer period. I have heard of the JFF get involved, go talk to Bob Z or talk to whoever it is, Chang, whatever name is, it can move from 45 to 15 days. That's what I've been told by good source.
15 to 45 days.
From 45 to 15.
Hold on a minute. It's to do with the Chinese nationals, the multitude of Chinese nationals.
Okay.
And the multitude of Latin Americans. That's who it's aimed at because there's just, well, I'm not going to knock them because I DJ at a Latin club. It is full to the rafters. I don't know what these people doing in Jamaica, bro, but there are a ton load of Cubans, a shit load of Colombians in Jamaica.
You know, Jamaica population moved from 90-some% blacks to 77% now, right? Now, in that number are mixed race individuals, but the population is changing. It's changing drastically, actually. So we'll see how Jamaicans feel about some of these things later on, but nothing wrong with a diverse population. Nothing wrong with a diverse population. So let's make sure that's right. We're not calling on anyone. We're just saying the population is changing. So if you're saying there's a lot of Colombian and Cuban, it's a changing environment.
No, man, there are a lot. And I know if you go to the North Coast, there are a lot of Haitians in Portland and in St. James, right? But I'm just saying to you, I know a guy there. I saw him after the Guatemala game. He had on his Guatemala shirt, but he said to me he was celebrating because he showed me his Jamaican flag. He's a Jamaican citizen. And he had a big, tall son there that he says came from Guatemala. They came to visit him and went to the game. And he plays at an academy in Guatemala. So he technically is it can be a Jamaican citizen because his father's a Jamaican citizen.
But you know what, Cataract? We have 6 Jamaicans playing for Canada, right? In the Canada team currently. We don't do the best job of recruiting people, just period, right? Somebody sent me this. So I got it from a reliable source. Somebody who knows 6 names. I got the names here. You guys go look them up. Who plays for Canada? Who are Jamaican descendants?
Kyle Larin. And I heard the commentator say that.
Okay. Yeah, no. It's I just think, look, I understand what JFF trying to do. No, so the names were St. Clair, Larin, Buchanan, Miller, Nelson, Cornelius. Those are the names.
Okay, there you go.
Of 6 Jamaicans. So the point I'm trying to make is this: is that there are a lot of people of Jamaican descent who we haven't necessarily even approached, much as try to convince, because we don't have a recruiting strategy, and we don't have one because we don't want one. I'm sorry, we just don't want one. We want local players to get opportunities, which we all do, but use a better methodology and a different process to do so. Don't do it at the expense of the national team. That's all I'm saying. I am not fighting any kid who grows up in Jamaica, aspire to play for Jamaica. It's a great thing. I know Rudolph and others are trying to build up the coaching construct that they have to allow them to do a better job of coaching because they all agree the coaching is part of the problem. But you got to find a different way to get players through and get contracts. Don't use the national team as a basis for doing so. I don't agree with that. All right, if you're going to do it in the national team, then you know what? Get Meron Gordon to coach a B team and go play friendlies with the B team. Because the major coach them, Hagrimson, nor McLaren don't want to do that. Get Meron Gordon or test out Rudolph Austin. Say, you know what, Rudolph, you look like a potential on a part-time basis. When we out of the international windows, go coach bring a national team together of JPL players and also some of the younger players like the covers of the world. They can get released from their clubs. Maybe not cover because they're playing in league, but get the under 21 players who you like, who you think can play in the national team and can elevate to that level. Bring a couple of them and filter in with the JPL players, them. Go play internationals against outside of the Caribbean. Stop playing Trinidad. They're not good just like we locally. They're not good just like we.
Go play Curacao.
Go play, no, not Curacao, because they won't have, the players will be playing in Dutch League. Go play the Guatemalans of the world.
The Curacao has out of season players too.
No. Curacao, most of them are Dutch players, playing at Dutch professionally.
No, but they have domestic. They need to have.
But we don't want to play them because they're not good. The local players are not good. That's why they go. No, we don't want to play teams that players are not good. We want to play Guatemalans of the world, the Nicaraguans of the world, beyond Honduras, because a lot of their players are local.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't want to play a team where it's foreign based. No, we want to play outside the region. Yeah.
Okay, I think what you're saying. I have a couple of novel ideas because this is just not only to beat. So I'm going to tweet and say to you, Jamaica needs to have an under 23 squad. It is.
Cataract, I got a call from England. Cataract, you have a call me back. I'll take this and call you back. All right?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. I give English people privilege because I'm English at one point. I'll call you back.
I live in England, man. Okay,
all right.
David Power.
Yeah, all right. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mr. Cranky.
Yes. I made a special effort to get you on the call, so go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just, because I've been listening to this, you and this
me and Cataract. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, the coach is always a problem. But the bigger problem are the federation.
Okay.
That to me is the biggest problem. I don't hear not to really touch on it.
No. Who's calling again? Digo, call back. Digo. You probably haven't watched us a lot. We have beaten that dead horse to death, Digo. Digo, it's been bad. We have beaten that dead horse to death. So we just have to move on and try something else. We have gone to the federation with a fine-tooth comb. Yes.
I'm listening to you on Cataract.
Yeah.
I was hoping you guys would talk a solution as well we can beat this team, man. Because this team now.
No, that's for later. That's for later or tomorrow. Today just as a vibes call. Today's a vibes day. Today a vibes day to go to the press conference and do more vibes. I may do a show later, but yeah. I mean, they're a very difficult team. And the problem that we have is they are probably physically as good as us or better than us physically, frankly. So then the question is, as you're saying, is what strategy do we have to employ to beat them? Yeah. They're a good team. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man.
Sign out.
All right, Digo. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, people. I'll finish this soon, people, because I get, me kind of seasoned. So I get old. So let me call back the Ultra Boss. Let me call back Ultra Boss and I have had this long conversation a while ago. So we have to give him time. Cataract. So that was Digo from England. So, I have to give England people privilege over you because you're a fake English. But go
I spend the pound so because the Queen money brought. The Queen money brought.
When I was in Jamaica, I realized the pound was over $200 Jamaica. First of all, Cataract, I have a question. It's a serious question, people. I'm in Jamaica, and I'm trying to change it a couple $100. And they want to give me hundreds. I say, Star, you want me to get robbed? You want people to rob me because you have enough money? My back pocket all full up. $150. They want to give me for a couple $100. You know how much? How big that is, my in your pocket? Joke thing.
You just get is 100.
They have 50,000. They have 5,000 though, not 50,000. They have 5,000.
Yeah, 55,000.
Yeah, but just give me all 100. I was like, no, I'm sorry. I
no, but you could have gotten $2,000 bills as well.
I didn't know they had $2,000 bills.
Yeah, they have $2,000.
So I have a question, Cataract, because I haven't gone to Jamaica in a little while. when somebody said them give you $5,000, how does this sound to you? It sound enough or it sound small? I'm trying to figure. Understand? I'm dead serious. This is psyche.
No, so I'm gonna tell you. So and I'm looking at a girl thing, right?
You always go to the girl thing. You can't go.
Right. So $2,000 is a lunch money.
$2,000. Wait. $2,000 on lunch money. $2,000 on lunch money, people. No, on lunch money. 15 times 15 at 225. 15 about $13 for who? If you woman go lunch? Where you talk about that?
If you're giving a woman and she beg your lunch money, she'll ask you for
where you buy the lunch? Can me buy lunch around supermarket?
No, KFC.
You can't buy no lunch for KFC if you not 13, 14 US dollars.
KFC, no, hold on, man. Just listen to one. KFC, a big deal. Well, listen, when a woman is going to be.
So you can't man buy date for KFC.
Hold on, man. 1,100. Hold on, man. Just work it out, man. $1,100. $150 for the taxi go. $150 for the taxi come. That's a $300. So that
no, the taxi is $180. Halfway through to New Kingston at $180. May I tell you, this experience $180.
Call it
200. Call it 200. Call it 200.
It's because you're talking language. But call it 200. So even for so that's $1,500 bill, right?
Right.
And then try to buy a $100 phone card, and then get home.
Okay.
Which is going to be like $300 to get home.
Okay.
So when a girl beg her lunch money, she asks for $2,000. If she beg you a thing, she beg you a grand.
Ah, okay. It just sounds funny to me. So no.
$5,000 no. $5,000 is a good thing, man. $5,000, yeah, that's the minimum for your dolly.
Come here, talk to a man. Here, Cataract. We digress people a little bit. I was talking to somebody, right? Because I saw Jamaica had people, a lot of cars. I swear, a lot of cars in Jamaica. Like a lot of cars. And not old cars either.
Uninsured, right? Don't let nobody.
I don't know if they're uninsured or not, but there are a lot of cars.
Most of them uninsured.
Wait, because I record a lot of these people. I record a lot of these. I drive from Jamaica, from Kingston, Manteca there. And the point I'm trying to make. So I was talking to somebody at BYD, which I recorded with no volume. Don't judge me. And they were explaining to me that a normal, there are some cars there, 30,000 US, 50,000 US, and 80-something thousand US, right? And they were saying, I said, what's the normal price monthly payment? And he said $750. I said $750 US. He said yes. I said, but Jamaica average compensation is about $12,000 a year US, so you'll pay for that. He said, no. A lot of people make more than that. He said my people make more than 36,000 or whatever he said annually. And I was like, is that for real, Cataract? I'm curious. I didn't know that was the case. Isn't 36,000 a lot of money in Jamaica?
Costly. What, 36,000 US?
Yeah.
That's how much Jamaican. No, I'm telling a lie. Because most Jamaicans earn under $1 million, 1.5. Most Jamaicans earn under 1.5 million.
Yeah, because when he told me 36, I was like, what is he talking about?
Let me do the calculator.
36,000 and 150 is about 5 million something, you know.
There's 160.
15 times 345, 15 times 6, that's what, 90? Yeah, it's 54, it's 5,400,000. If you use 150 as a conversion rate.
No, that's a bullshit matter.
He was serious.
Scammers and then.
You know what? If me find anything, I'll post a video.
But scammers don't want to China car. So
I was told that minimum wage in Jamaica is $400 US. I thought it was 1,000 US. Well, minimum wage. But I think the average comp is about 1,000, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm saying to you that most professionals, most professionals earn about $2 million.
2 million. Right? Wow, that's low.
That's low.
That is low.
That's low. That's low.
That is low. $2 million? That's like maybe professional. That's less than 15,000 US. Like so almost no man, that can't be right. That cannot be right. Sorry, people, we had digressed a little bit in some other conversation. Because I see me just come back from Jamaica, I'm just trying to register thing in my brain.
Hold on. So I'm not thinking. This is just, and I have many other businesses, right? This is just from selecting. Just take me as a selector. Right?
So yeah, tell me what you get paid as a selector.
Hold on. I still don't at the club, right? So I'm averaging it out. So 30,000 a night.
30,000 a night. $200?
Let me average at 25,000 because some midweek nights are less. Let's average at 25,000, right? after I take out transport to get there and buy something to eat, right? 25,000 times 30 nights.
For the month, you DJ every night?
Yeah.
Wow.
I take off Monday night. I take off 4 nights.
So you make $5,000 a month, you're saying?
So divide by.
No, it's not 5,000. It's 30 times 25, $5,000 a month. $5,000 a month.
Right, that's DJ.
So that's $60,000 a year. Well, if you take vacation, it's less. But anyway.
No, and no. The reason why I balance it back out because you get money pull up, and this is without money pull up, which is like a tip. You would call it, right? That's like at base. So yeah, so like at base, like call it 900,000 a month.
Wow.
Right. So I earn way more than somebody working in a bank or working, at an insurance company.
So what somebody working at a bank, what does that bank mean? Is that manager? Is that teller? What is that? How much a bank manager makes? How much would an average bank manager?
I would think the bank manager would make about 300,000, 350.
So somebody please explain to me how you can afford a car for $750 US a month.
Okay. Because there's a whole lot of bandolo in Jamaica. So I can tell you, a pharmacist, a senior pharmacist, right, would take home about 350,000 number. So I know this for a fact.
So that's $2,000. So you make more than a senior pharmacy?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
So when I was, so I dated the senior pharmacist, right, recently. So when I was just working 2 nights a week, like when I was really sick, remember when I was really sick and I could only play the song Friday and Saturday, I would earn as much as she would earn for her month's salary.
Yeah. Wow. How much JPL players take a month? I've been told it's about 600 US.
Side hustle. A lot of people in Jamaica have side hustles. Remember that.
They have side hustles. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Jamaica need more industries. Actually, that was one thing I was thinking about. You need more industries.
Yes, we need the ganja industry. We need
not just ganja. I'm just talking about real industries. Now I know ganja is real industry. Don't get me wrong. It's legalized in some, and I see dispensary in Jamaica. But yeah,
right. It is a real industry. Ganja. You need to find that oil wherever it is, and we
no. If you use sunshine as your oil.
No, but that's
sunshine can be your oil. Jamaica shouldn't have no gas vehicle. Jamaica should have no gas vehicle. No gas
oil
vehicle.
For export. Oil for export, my friend.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about, like Guyana. Okay. We need to move the tourist numbers up to 10 million tourist arrivals per year. We got this little 3 and 4 and 5 million just don't make no sense, right?
But why are we talking about why are we going to service industry versus real industry? Make some stuff, manufacture some stuff. Stop the call center nonsense and just the tourism nonsense and remittance.
The cost of energy.
The what?
The cost of energy. The cost of energy is the prohibitive.
No, I understand the cost of energy prohibitive. That's why sunshine is also part of the solution. But my question is this: why are we trying to get some real manufacturing industries in Jamaica? You have to make stuff in people. You have to make computer. You have to make phone. You have to make shoes. You have to make bricks.
You have to do that.
No, you have to do that. You have to do that. You have to do that. You have to
look here. You are devaluing, for example, the entertainment industry, sports. That's why these industries.
No, cataract. You guys are no cataract. I'm gonna cut you there. You guys are you're myopic in your views. You're very focused on a small segment of the population. Only so much people can work in the entertainment industry, and they're not the most highest paying.
If you'd allow me to,
okay, go ahead.
I see where, and I'm talking now as somebody who is about to go into a very close election campaign. I think Jamaica should be the next Hollywood. We should be making movies upon movies. The amount of story we have. Mr. Steve should have his own Netflix series. You know what I mean?
If America sneeze, Jamaica in trouble when it comes to tourism. If America ever sneeze, if Trump say, you know what, you can't go to Jamaica, the economy crash. That cannot be the case. They have something called just listen to me for a second. There's something what they call in finance concentration risk. right? That's where you depend on some one person or one environment, or one person, one company, one business for most of your stuff that you do. Most of your money, you can't do that cataract. You have to diversify whatever you're doing.
Frankie, there are avenues in there. There's no reason. Look here. There's no reason why we are not attracting more tourists from Canada.
But you go back to the same industry, cataract. You're still in the same.
No,
you saw a lot of people in Jamaica. Same thing.
We need to level up. Look here. Tourism is the major industry here. We have invested billions.
I understand that, cataract. I understand that. I understand.
Look here. You know how many tourists go to London? We are just getting a minutia of what we should be getting, and part of that is because of our reputation as a murder capital of the world, and the other part of that is because the marketing is skewed towards.
A lot of people I thought in Jamaica, like yourself and others who are much involved with the politics or in senior places, said the same thing, cataract. Oh, no need to change or not think. The one-dimensional thinking is frustrating to me. You have to diversify.
You just brush over the first one. And I said to you, we need to have a major marijuana industry, ganja industry, that replaces the inflows of foreign revenue that bauxite used to bring in. Because bauxite is dead, banana is dead, sugar is dead.
No, I agree. And the pivot that we need to make, we have made us pivot well, right? We have made a pivot from bauxite, as you say, sugar, and whatever we used to do, we have made a pivot well. There are some people in Jamaica who are making, if you own Kentucky, and that franchise has been owned by one family since 1975 in Jamaica, my understanding is, you're printing money, literally printing money. You're printing money. KFC is printing money. KFC don't print money in America.
Two-piece chicken is a national dish. Two-piece chicken, barbecue, two-piece chicken with fries is a national dish.
Yeah.
And a Pepsi. That's a national dish.
I must say that man in Jamaica, they're maga. We must except cataract. Cataract can make too much money. Cataract too much money. If you like Jamaica, the man in maga is a shame. They're not weird. Which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. Don't beat me. But the man in maga.
No, but let me just say this to you, because I don't want to give anybody the wrong impression, right? let's say you earn 900,000, right? Or you earn 30,000, right? Each month me have to buy clock. Each month me have to buy outfit, because you can't go and play at the party that the same outfit every week. So there are expenses that come with being in the entertainment industry, right? Just basic expenses, right? Every week I go to ship me. I thank God now Amazon is shipping free here. So every week me have to buy one, and let me not exaggerate. Every month I have to buy one 10 shirt. Right?
Wait. You have to buy 10 shirts a month?
Yeah, I do.
You know, just wash them and recycle them, my youth.
No, you can't wear the same shirt. You must have mad.
No.
And you have TikTok.
If you buy 10 shirts a month, it's 120 shirts for the year. Really? Where you put them? Eh? Unless your weight keep changing, so you have to buy sure to fit your profile.
No. I'm talking shirts. I'm not talking
120 shirts.
What, a year?
Yeah.
Not too walking closet, man.
I'm saying they're too hot to be fat in Jamaica. I threw that by you. Hey, people. Sorry, people. I walked when I was in Jamaica. Because I like for walk. I walk from about 3 blocks from the house to the mall. What the mall name again? I can't remember. Down by the main road. By Progressive supermarket. I'm tired after the sun beat your people. Beat your bad. Bad. Summer? Sun is wicked. Jamaica need to stop driving gas vehicle. I'm telling you. They should just go electric. They have wind farm in Jamaica. They have solar in Jamaica. They have sun in Jamaica. They don't need to do no gas thing. And there's too many cars on the road. Might kill the environment.
Jamaica, not to drive them car. Want people beach, you don't.
Nobody now walk at Jamaica no more.
But we have digressed far from it. I want to see you talking about.
Let's finish the football. I have to go, people. I have to go. So Cataract, finish off.
No, but bring it back to football. Why did we stop playing matches at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
If you play match at Christmas in Jamaica, you drop down in Jamaica. You drop down.
No, but that seems to be our competitive advantage.
No, not when you have a bunch of diaspora players in a
Nigeria,
team. Not when you have diaspora players in a team. Not
Yeah,
when you have a bunch of
yeah.
diaspora players. You can't do that anymore. Nope, that doesn't work.
Paul Hall and Dean Burton and Paul Hall, Dean Burton, Fitzroy Simpson, they used to come and play in the midday sun. It's only like Robbie Earl.
It wasn't as hot as it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't as hot as now. Now it's much hotter, Cataract. We talking about, man. People in Jamaica, the heat is prohibitive. And you know the worst thing? You have to have AC on all the time because if I'm driving from Iron Shore, wait, let me give an example. From Iron Shore to Reading can be more than 5 miles. It took us an hour and a half to get to Reading from Iron Shore. In the middle of the day, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, not 5 o'clock, which was rush hour, 3 o'clock, hour and a half to get from Iron Shore to Reading. Where you have top road or bottom road, and you go by the Kentucky, in the middle of the town, you're not moving. Traffic just stop.
No, yeah, Montego Bay is a traffic red light. But they're getting a bypass road. That's one good thing to do.
They're getting the bypass road. Well, it's going over Anchovy, Long Hill. Yeah, I know those neighborhoods. Really. Yeah, they are getting the bypass road. Yeah.
You're originally from Montego Bay?
I'm originally from England.
No, your family.
No. I was a nomad in Jamaica. I keep telling people I'm a nomad. I live in Lucy. I live in Jamaica. I live about 7 places. I live 7 places. I live in Trench for 3 months. I live off Agda Park Road for about a year. I live at Aberview for a year. I live on a place called Ashkinish for 3 months. I'm based at Bickerstead for a couple of years. We're close to Cambridge. I live in 2 places at Lucy. One place named Harton Court, where Pierre Bigos live nowadays. May have copy, may have pictures and video. And Lucy, maybe about, it's not, I don't know what they call it, but it's just outside of Lucy, but it's called Lucy. I live about 7 or 8 places. Yeah, I moved around a lot.
Don't tell people that you. Don't tell people that car.
Wow.
Nowadays, when a man live, when you hear about this, living in many communities, people think he was a sex offender.
No, I was young, so I moved around. There are a lot of different families. Wait, No. Here we Cataract. My family on the phone know everything. I keep telling you, you're not listening. Everybody want to foreign money. That's how you go. Everybody want to foreign money. So all the family members in my fight over here, because they want to foreign money. That's all it is. Uncle, aunt, grandmother, everybody want you to live with them because the foreign money come down.
Where did your father originate from?
My father is from Hanover, and my mom is from St. James.
Right. So you just answer the question.
But I'm not from Hanover. But I'm not from Hanover, St. James. I am not from Hanover, St. James. I live more time in Kingston than I live in probably similar to St. James or similar to Hanover.
That's how Jamaicans define things. We define things.
I consider myself from Lucy because I lived in Lucy between grade 3 and 3rd form. So I consider myself more Lucy. But I lived in Kingston, like 3 different places in Kingston.
You're not a Kingstonian, that's important to keep.
I'm not a Kingstonian. I would never want to be a Kingstonian. I think people in Kingston are challenged.
Make up all the Kingstonians.
I think we have food in the country we can plant and eat. We don't eat when you're hungry at Kingston. Me?
So tomorrow is the game.
Tomorrow's the game. I'll have another show tomorrow. People, I must skip the show this evening. I plan to do a show at 7 o'clock.
What time tomorrow is the game?
The game is 7 o'clock. 1900 hours. That's military time. 7 p.m.
1900 hours.
No, 7 p.m. No, US time. US time. So it's 6 o'clock Jamaica time. 6. So Guadeloupe play Guatemala at the same time we play Panama. It's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is East Coast time in the US. I shouldn't say US time. East Coast time in the US. It's 6 o'clock Jamaica time, 6 o'clock Chicago time. It is 4 o'clock LA time in the evening.
So it's 4 o'clock in Texas?
No. Texas, I think it's about 6. It's 1 hour difference with New York.
Oh, because we'd have been there. I was going to ask you though, if we had to go play in the desert and in Texas at 6 o'clock, is that cool?
No, Texas, no, it's bad. But hey, if you're in Dallas, people, you can't breathe. If you're in Dallas, you can't breathe when damn area. I can't breathe. I don't know how that works actually, because it's bad. It's like probably like Jamaica, seriously. Lulu live in Texas, so Lulu, you can talk to us. All right?
Well, Lulu, the famous double name, man.
Lulu live at Texas. It's bad in the summer. Texas is bad. English kids will struggle. They must struggle.
That's another thing.
And by the way, the US is having a heat wave because in New York, what's the temperature in New York? I'll tell you. It's bad. It's 86 degrees now. and there's not a lot of wind. So you know that humidity is high. So yeah, it's hot. And Devon called me from Canada. Devon told me in Canada there was 100 and something degrees at one point. So this part of the world, there's a big heat wave, and it's not good. It's not good. But anyway, people, I gotta go, Cataract. I gotta go. Cataract, I'm glad. Wait, people. See, Cataract has abandoned me for a while now. We had some issues because he supported it. I mean, he support the wrong side, but him support the right side, and me support the wrong.
You have come to realize all that Cataract.
No. Both sides were bad. Both sides were bad. No. Both sides were bad. Neither side was good. Neither side was good. Me not support no side.
You supported one.
I'm gonna be like most people in Jamaica. The last electorate in Jamaica, 30% of people voted, which means 70% no vote. Which means you're not part of the process. You gotta be part of the process. You have to select a side. You have to pick a side.
But I want to end on a football note. So it's a football program. What's your quick keys to victory for Jamaica?
You'll have to join me tomorrow to find that out.
Go first. Go first. Do not listen to the coach. Do not listen to the coach. Because I've just found a note that I wrote to myself. The coach said we need to be picking balls over the top. So here we have it. We now know that this is a coaching thing where people have been telling them to hit
no. The most important thing to victory. Wait. One of the most important thing is pick the right team. That's the first fundamental you got to do. Is pick the right team based on what you think your opponent looks like. Huh?
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. He's gonna pick his best team. You're gonna pick his best team. And I think what will happen is we're gonna give Panama a game. We're gonna give him a game. We're gonna give him a good game. I think so. By the way, I haven't heard about Lowe. What's the status of Lowe? Because I heard Lowe is injured. Has anybody heard about Lowe and has he recovered from his injury? Has anybody heard? I know he's injured because we saw him come off the field. Looked like he had a groin problem. Can we get an update? JFF, can we get an update on Lowe, or are they keeping it quiet because they don't want the opposition to know? We haven't heard up. We didn't hear. You know what? And no one asked in a press conference about injuries, but we know Lowe came off the last game. He was holding his groin. We need an update as to what the status of Lowe is, so we can know whether or not Lowe going to start or King going to start. Right? That's important. That's important. Do we have two composed center halves? None of them want to tackle, or do we have one who will kick down people and win the ball? What are we going to have tomorrow? We'll find out. But anyway, Cataract, Mr. Ultra Boss, I appreciate you being here, sir. Thanks a lot for being here. All of you today who are here, please hit the like button before you go. Please subscribe, and please share the channel. Tell your mother, tell your dad, tell your sister, tell your cat if they have an iPad, because every cat have an iPad nowadays, to subscribe. And I do appreciate you. Thank you. I don't think I do it. Huh?
No,
We're doing this. We're doing this the nice way nowadays. And by the way, people, I'm dropping some videos on my Jamaica trip. Some of my videos on the road. Here's the worst thing about my trip. I said, Cataract, I missed some doozies. I was driving my brother, right? Because he lives in Jamaica. I missed some doozies, Cataract. As soon as I turn the camera off, people, I would just miss an accident. I would just miss a man just do a mad thing. It was so frustrating. And he look at me, he's like, you have the camera on? No, I didn't. I turned it off. We missed some doozies. But anyway, I'll share some of my journey in Jamaica, my driving from Kingston to Montego Bay, or my discussion with BYD and things of that nature. I'm going to share them later. We have time to put them together.
Please do that. Remember to get the great debate content to repost it so that people can. So that
I don't have it. No. You got to get it. Minzy has it, right? I don't have it. I will ask Minzy. I'll ask Minzy for the video so people can show that you got your Noah kicked. You got your Noah kicked. We're gonna replay it. I'm gonna ask Minzy if I can. Well, Minzy already gave me permission to use the video, but I'm gonna ask him for it before I do it.
Right, but maybe he can.
We're gonna repost the video, people, so you can see. You can judge who won the debate.
Can you check if Minzy has a Turkish passport? You're looking for track and field YouTubers. Minzy,
I'm available for the right price. I don't need 500,000. I don't need 30,000. I don't need all that money, right?
They're building an ecosystem. Understand? They're building a relay team themselves. They lead YouTubers.
All right, Cataract. Later, sir. Later. Bless up.
Stay safe tomorrow. The match, Jamaica for victory. You know what we say.
All right,
World Cup. We won the Gold Cup.
Yeah, bless up. Peace out. Cranky life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. Cranky life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Cranky life, tell them. Cranky life, heed them. Cranky life, want them. Cranky life. From the course to the field, we'll never lose because Cranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Cranky life, tell them. Cranky life, heed them. Cranky life, want them. Cranky life. Cranky life where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Cranky life, get to know the name because Cranky analysis is never lame. Cranky life, give me my Cranky life. I want my Cranky life. Must have my Cranky life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Cranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Cranky life. Tell them, Cranky life. Heed them, Cranky life. Want them, Cranky life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Cranky Live. Tune into Cranky Live. Like up Cranky Live. Subscribe to Cranky Live. Cranky Live coming to you on weekdays. Cranky Live sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Cranky will always bring the heat. Cranky Live. Me say fi tell them Cranky life. Me say fi heed them Cranky life. On them Cranky life. Cranky life will be around. Cranky life is the best in town. Me say fi heed them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi heed them. Want them, heed them, want them. Cranky life. Cranky life. Heed them, want them, heed them. Want them, cranky life, cranky life. Heed them, want them, heed them, want them, heed them, want them. Cranky life, cranky life, cranky. Heed them, want them, heed them, want them, heed them.